Days I'll be alright. There's nothing here that I don't like. Just being me, living through my scars as I watch the clouds near and far. Hard to live within the truth, the memories of my youth. I'm doing my best to get it together, no matter the storm of the weather. Living like I had nothing to lose, not allowing them to light my fuse. I know I can't be the only one, a different path I never dreamed I'd find. It's a beautiful day to start with own mind. Live your best life, I'm not crazy. Stay a while, don't worry about tomorrow. Live for today, one of these days I'll be alright. There's nothing here that I don't like. Just being me, living through my scars as I watch the clouds near and far. Hard to live what's in the truth, the memories of my youth. I'm doing my best to get it together, no matter the storm or the weather. Living like I have nothing to lose, not allowing them to light my fuse. I know I can't be the only one, a different path I never dreamed I'd find. It's a beautiful day to start with on my live your best life. I'm not crazy, stay a while, don't worry about tomorrow. Live for today, one of these days I'll be alright. There's nothing here that I don't like. Just being me, living through my scars as I watch the clouds near and far. To live within the truth, the memories of my youth. I'm doing my best to get it together, no matter the storm of the weather. Living like I have nothing to lose, light my fuse. I know I can't be the only one, a different path I never dreamed I'd find. It's a beautiful day to start with on mine. Live your best life, I'm not crazy. Stay a while, don't worry about tomorrow. Live for today,
One of these days I'll be alright. Here that I don't like.
Just me and me, living through my scars as I watch the clouds near and far.
You know what? Guess what? When you write a song, you know the words and you know the meaning behind it and everything. So, hi guys, guess what? Rubber doesn't have makeup on. I was too busy getting my coffee fill, and we have cheese balls because, as soon as I hit live, the dogs are coming over, and I have a full iced tea. So, and I have my smokes rolled. So, hi, welcome in. Glad everybody's here. Okay, it's going to be a wild day because you know what? When I turn off my camera in a minute, I'm put some makeup on so I'm not so pale looking. It's been a wild day. Look who's all here. Abraham. Well, hey. And I love to sing. Sharing is caring. Yes, we got to feed those pups. It's a cheese tax. It's, if Duchess and me, we have to pay our cheese tax to these dogs. And I think Heo pays taxes too, because I know Tolly likes cheese because she's like her mama. So it is what it is. And look, Denise, you're always in the right place. Denise, you could be anywhere you want to be, and we'll call it perfect. We'll call it perfect no matter where. So, and of course, we got Sea Mastiff over there in the kick, holding it down, keeping it with the girl. It's fixing to come rain. And look, God, I hate my crooked finger. Every time I put my finger and I see it so crooked, it irritates the piss out of me. Anyways, so yeah, it's supposed words, Sheila. It's supposed to start raining here in about 2 hours, they say. So hopefully we won't drown. The dogs are inside. Lola took her allergy medicine. She's laying down, so I might get more cheetah balls than I thought. and Meat's done made himself comfy on the bed. So I'm so excited about this trial. You sent me a picture. Okay, I'll look in a minute when I roll this crazy bean footage. It's your birthday. You know what? Watch. I'm gonna steal something. Hio's gonna get mad. Shh, don't tell, okay? Okay? Shh. Why am I glitching? Why am I glitching? Look, I'm gonna do something. See. See, I know she's got a birthday thing. I'm stealing her shit. Stealing her shit. She doesn't have a birthday thing. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, Hio. Sorry. Love you, girl. Switching you back out. I tried. So I'm going to sing happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy birthday. It's Abraham's birthday. Happy birthday, Abraham. I'm sorry. I'm feeling really, really goofy today. I'm feeling so goofy today. Hey, K-Swan. Look. And, we could pull out some lemon pound cake, but we did that at the end of the stream yesterday. So we might have to end with lemon pound cake again because, it is what it is. So happy birthday, Abraham. And I'm so glad you're here with us. Anyways, so I'm going to roll my little 1-minute intro and then we're going to get into this because I watched some of this. The first person, after they did the opening statements, the first person on the stand, yes, ma'am, it is the woman who the child shot. So I found it very interesting. She was a little nervous. There was a little back and forth and all that, but it was great. It was great. And I didn't watch much after I listened to her, but it's good. So let me roll the intro and then we'll get started. And I think my thing is lagging today. I'm not sure.
Around the model room welcomes all. Thanks for stopping by, answering the call. Ups and downs are normal for some of us. Many days I bet to get off this life bus. Neon lights flicker, no shadow on the wall. Dreams on the ceiling, we run and then we fall. Sharing stories over paper cups. Wheels keep turning, but never enough. Life's a ride on the rich holding on tight. Never looking back in the road. We can fight, but I fight love in this crazy ride. Nothing most cars from the edge of nowhere. Always echoing the electric air. We dance on tables without to we cry in the model room. We're all high. Around the model room, welcomes all. Thanks for stopping by, answering the call. Ups and downs.
Damn it. Take that loop off, Sheila. See, I told y'all I'm all over the place today. I'm all over the place. So Hector went to work, so we're not going to have any interruptions. Well, except for mom and the dogs, but we won't have any hot mic moments of me going in the kitchen and screaming at Hector to turn the damn TV down. Good. It's echoing through no hot mic moments today. So, here we go. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to hit play. I'm going to turn my camera off and put some makeup on so I don't look so white. I look very, very pale. Here you go.
Whether by discussion with others,
so this is getting it started.
In the library or
She's talking to the jury. Hang on. We don't need to hear all that. We know the basics. Okay, here we go. Camera
on January 6th of 2023, in Rich Neck Elementary.
Wait, Denise's picture. Denise, where did you send it, Denise? Because you sent it to Messenger. I don't have Facebook open. I have Facebook open over here. That's my problem is I never look at Messenger anymore. I don't ever look. Where did you send it? Oh, wait, you got it. Here's a Messenger. Girl. Look at them sexy legs. Look, y'all, Denise has sexy legs. I'm not going to lie. Ann, you didn't hear me, Ann. Ann did not hear me, but I seen Denise's legs, and she is in a hammock, and she is enjoying the sun. I'm jealous because it's fixing to start pouring cats and dogs, and we're going to have frog croakers. So, beautiful legs, and I like your tattoo. Shh, I won't tell anybody the tattoo. I have 2 tattoos on my legs. I have a James Avery cross because I was going in to have surgery and they told me I couldn't wear my jewelry. And so I went down and had my cross, my James Avery cross. They put it on a copy machine and made a copy of it. And and he used that for the print. And I have my James Avery cross tattooed on my ankle because I'll be damned, I was not taking. Denise, I can't show it. Hang on, let me see. Let me open Messenger over here real quick. I'll show it. I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all her hot legs. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna show y'all. But yeah, so I had to what was I saying? Let's see. Hang on. Messenger. Here we go. Here we go. Looky there. Looky there. Denise said I could show it. So we're going to look at Denise's legs. She is in a damn hammock. She got them legs going. She is all on it. Can I show the other picture, Denise? Can I show the other one? I need a yes, show the other one before I show it because it is her face. I mean, it's partially covered, but she looks so relaxed. I'm so jealous. I can show it. Okay. All right. Here's the other one. Look at her. Look, she's all like, let me get that sun out of my eyes. But I'm going to lay out here. I'm going to catch these rays. I'm going to catch these rays. I love you, Denise. I appreciate you. You've been here from day one, and you've always been just a beautiful person. So I just wanted to let you know that. Send rain there. You have wildfires. Oh, good Lord. Well, I don't know. I couldn't do no wildfires. We don't have fires like that in Texas. We don't ever have them in Texas. So, okay, I'm going to hit play on this. We're going to listen to open arguments. I'm going to put some makeup on, and I will be back.
Important news. There was one and only one person who had both the authority to take action in a crisis and the knowledge that a crisis was underway. My name is Josh Jenkins. I am the Commonwealth's attorney assigned to prosecute this case. I'm assisted by my paralegal at counsel table, Megan May. And I thank all of you, as the judge has said, for your service. I know
the sound is a little rough, but it gets better.
But this case is important to all involved. And I thank you for doing your duty.
Oh, case one.
You will.
Okay, shh.
On January 6th of 2023, parents of children who went to Rich Neck Elementary and the children themselves woke up to a normal day. They packed lunches, got on the school bus, got in their cars. One walked to school that you'll hear from. And to them, nothing was different that day. And as the parents watched their children, backpacks in tow, walk into that building, those parents entrusted the care of those children to that school. They had a promise that when I bring my child into school, the school will keep them safe. But the evidence will show you that that's not exactly what happened. I understand, and perhaps you understand, that in this incident, a teacher was shot. That is a horrific tragedy, and I do feel for Ms. Zwerner. But this case is not about Ms. Zwerner. This case is about the children who lived through this event in Ms. Zwerner's classroom, 20 of them. That's what this case is about. You will hear from that teacher because she witnessed the events, but she is a witness. The victim of this crime.
She's our first witness.
The defendant, Dr. Ebony Parker, was the assistant principal at Rich Neck Elementary at the time. She was the person who was paid to take care of those children. And around 11:40 a.m., Ms. Zwerner had seen a particular child who you will learn has a long history. a long history of discipline issues of which Dr. Parker was already aware.
Okay, I'm not going to pause. This will be my one pause through this opening statements because they're very short. But listen closely to what he's saying. I'm going to rewind that just a second.
A long history. A long history of discipline issues of which Dr. Parker was already aware well before January 6th of 2023. But Ms. Zwerner observed something about this student that worried her. You're going to hear from her, and you're going to hear what that concern was. And then she's going to tell you that she went to Dr. Parker and warned her that this child, who we refer to as JT, was in a violent mood. You'll hear that she said, "I don't know what I'm going to do if he hits me." That is the knowledge that Dr. Parker had of the history of JT, that and more. But at 11:45 a.m., Ms. Zwerner walks in, tells Dr. Parker that JT is in a violent mood, and Dr. Parker does not respond to her, stares at her blankly for just a moment, and then returns to her work in her office. The warning ignored. You're going to hear that this child's past means that no warning should be ignored. Because you're going to hear from a teacher that taught JT the year before.
What?
You're going to hear about the violence that that teacher experienced at the hands of a kindergarten. And you're going to hear about the report that that teacher made to Dr. Parker in that year. And that Dr. Parker's response was blank stare, look back down, do nothing. The same response she had at 11:45 a.m. on January 6, 2023. But that warning was not the only warning. At 12:20, a reading specialist tells Dr. Parker that she thinks maybe JT has a firearm. She says maybe it's a toy, maybe it's real, I don't know. She thinks JT has a firearm. She says, "I'm going to search his backpack." Dr. Parker really doesn't reply to her, but she goes and searches the backpack. Doesn't find anything in the backpack. Meanwhile, there are some concerning observations that are happening on the playground with JT. And you'll learn why teachers and counselors then come to expect that JT has taken that firearm out of his bag and put it into his coat and is carrying it around on a playground full of elementary age students at Rich Neck Elementary School. You're going to hear that he showed it to another brave student, who then reported it. Young RR reported exactly what he had seen to a teacher. He was terrified, understandably shaken, crying when he reported what he'd seen. At 12:30, that reading specialist goes back to Dr. Parker and says, "I think he has the gun in his jacket." Do nothing. His mom will be here soon, she says. I can only imagine how that made RR feel. But around 1 p.m., a counselor goes to Dr. Parker and says, "I want to search the child. Can I search his person?" She says, "No. Mom will be here soon." For over an hour, multiple people went to Dr. Parker and told her there was an armed child at an elementary school running around with, interacting with children in the classroom, children on the playground, children in the hallways. Multiple warnings brought directly to her. She says, do nothing. Does she say, search the child? No. Does she say, call the police, or does she call the police? No. Does she remove the child from the classroom and separate it? No. She didn't even get up from her desk. She didn't even leave her office. Warning after warning after warning, she did nothing. The crisis in this case did not begin with the firing of a gun. The crisis in this case began at 11:45 a.m. when Ms. Zwerner initially warned Dr. Parker that there was a problem. That was the moment Dr. Parker should have left the office and investigated this. There is a moment that will be described to you by a witness on the stand this morning, where after all that she now knows, all the suspicions that she's now heard, and repeatedly she's heard people that Ms. Kovac and others are going and telling Dr. Parker, she sees JT in the classroom wearing the big coat. She's nervous, and if in an instant she sees him pull out that gun and aim it directly at her face. And before she has a chance to do anything but raise her hand up, JT fires that weapon. It hits Ms. Zwerner. At the moment that he fires that weapon, there are 19 children. Right there. And that's why I tell you that this case is not about Ms. Zwerner. This case is about the 19 children whose lives were endangered in that moment, but in the moments before as well. Those children were, some of them, between the gun and Ms. Zwerner. Some of them, a slight movement of the gun could have hit a child instead of Ms. Zwerner. They're right there. Some standing shoulder to shoulder with the shooter. All of them, you'll learn, watched as their teacher clutched her chest and bled before these children, screaming in horror, ran across the hallway to another teacher's classroom. And Ms. Zwerner ran to the office and collapsed on the floor. Where, at that point, was Dr. Parker? She had locked herself down in her office. Was the school on lockdown? Not yet. Still no. But a few minutes after Ms. Zwerner enters the room, a receptionist, Ms. Oleria, does finally put the school on lockdown. I commend her for doing it. She should have had to. And it was too little too late. Back in Ms. Zwerner's classroom, Ms. Kovac has shown up, the reading specialist I told you about earlier. She knows JT. She knows his history. And when she heard that gunshot, she knew exactly what happened. And she went straight into that classroom. She found in that classroom the gun lying on the floor. You'll learn that that gun contains 7 rounds, one of which, 7 rounds plus one that was jammed in the action of the firearm. So 8 that was unspent. Amy Kovac enters that room and she just puts JT in a bear hug as she calls 911. She holds that child there until police arrive. She will tell you that that whole time she was saying, he was cursing. He was saying, explaining that he shot his teacher. And she was saying, like the consummate faculty teacher she is, don't use that bad language, you know better. She's just doing the best she can to control the situation alone in a classroom where a teacher has just been shot. Ms. Kovac, the reading specialist, also the one who searched the book bag after telling Dr. Parker that's what she said. A task that I don't think reading specialists are supposed to do in an emergency. And the reason that I don't think that is because school policy at the time said exactly. RichNet had adopted a crisis management plan. And that plan required teachers and faculty members to report crisis situations to administrators, and it required administrators to take actions. One such policy from the Newport News Handbook, you'll learn, was that in terms of searching a student, that could only be done by an administrator or a school security officer. And at the time of this shooting, there was no school security officer at this building. They shared their security officer with another building, and so the security officer was at the other school. So at the moment of this crisis, there were exactly two people in the building who had the authority under the policy to take action. And those two people were the principal, Ms. Newton, and the assistant principal, Dr. Parker. But let me remind you of how I started today. There was only one person that had both the knowledge of the ongoing crisis and the authority to act. While Ms. Newton, the principal, certainly had the authority to act, she had no idea about any of this. Because Dr. Parker, nor anyone else, bothered to tell her. Ms. Newton, you'll learn, didn't get any of these suspicions that day. She didn't know any of this was happening until there was a gunshot. So she had authority, but no knowledge that there was a problem. It's only Dr. Parker that had both of those things. When you hear from these faculty members, they will tell you that they wish they had violated the policy. In hindsight, there'll be no question. They regret it. They regret following Newport News policy. They will tell you to a person that they wish they had just searched the kid and gotten the gun, or they wish they had just called the police. That's what they say in hindsight. And you know what? I would bet that Dr. Parker also wishes she had done differently. I did. But here's the difference. The policies that were in place enabled, in fact, required Dr. Parker to act. The teachers, on the other hand, and faculty, if they were to act, they'd be acting against the policies that were in place that day. And that is a significant difference. There was only one person in the school that day that had both the authority to act and the knowledge of an ongoing crisis. And that person, you'll see, was Dr. Parker. Many people knew the crisis had begun. Two people had the authority to do something about it, but only one person had both. During the course of this trial, we are going to mention a lot of initials. We're not saying the names of the children because we don't want to put their names out to let this be their story forever. We're asking everyone that testifies, and all of the personnel will definitely be using initials. I say that because that's going to be a lot of initials. The judge talked to you about taking notes earlier, and it is your choice. These will be distributed to those who wish to take notes here in a few moments. Let me encourage you that almost all of the important evidence in this case is going to come out piece by piece by piece, puzzle, little detail by little detail, from several witnesses who will take the stand and testify. And when you go back to deliberate at the end of all of this, all you'll have is your memory and your notes to help refresh you. You won't be able to have testimony read back to you, as the court pointed out. And often I've had the experience of jurors deciding to ask a question,
Take
which
notes.
is, what did so-and-so say in their testimony? And they're always told by the judge, we can't answer that question. You have to rely on your own memory. And so I'm just giving you that heads up. We're going to be throwing a lot of initials at you, a lot of details at you. And when the judge instructs you on the law at the end of this process, you'll have to remember all those details in order to decide this case. So I do ask you to really pay attention to the witnesses, and I suggest that you take notes to help refresh your own memory, because at the end you will have heard a lot from a lot of different people. January 6, 2023. 20 students went into Ms. Zwerner's classroom, and their lives were forever changed. The trauma that they experienced is unspeakable, and you will hear from some of the parents about that trauma. That shouldn't happen. And the one person who had both the authority and the knowledge that a crisis was ongoing is the reason that it happened. And we think at the end, the evidence will show you exactly.
Would the defense like to give an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Okay, real quick. I know the sound is low. I can boost it, but if I boost it, you're going to have to adjust it in your headphones, okay? I want to boost it because it's low, but I don't want to blow anybody's eardrums out. I mean, I know that it's low. And I'm sitting here thinking about his opening. There's so many things that we're going to hear because the student obviously had some type of problems before this ever took place. I mean, and I do know that 2 days before there was an incident about throwing the phone. I'm not privy to whatever this other person's going to say that happened a year before or whatever. So I find this totally fascinating. And thank you all for being here with me and sticking it out. And yeah, we had a Lola visit, but she's down here on the floor sleeping now. So I'm going to boost the volume, but I wanted to warn y'all before I did, because you may have to adjust it a little bit in your headphones. So, all right, here we go.
May I please the court? Mr. Jenkins, ladies and gentlemen, you found out yesterday, my name is Curtis Rogers. I, along with attorney Stephen T. representing Dr. Ebony Parker. Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard that my client, Dr. Parker, is accused of the crime of
Thank you, case one.
felony child abuse and neglect. There is one thought that I want you to keep in the forefront of your mind during the pendency of this trial. And that is, based on their actions, there wasn't a gun. Based on their actions, there wasn't a gun. Now, the Commonwealth talks.
You know what? I know what we forgot. This one doesn't have closed captions. Damn it. I'm going to look for one with closed captions.
A lot, and this ongoing crisis, and that Dr. Parker was the only person
All right.
that had knowledge of the crisis.
I'm going to look for one with captions because,
I would submit that's
hang on. Let me pause this. Let me get this other one that has captions, because this is Yeah, this sounds too low. Hold up. We're on Court TV. Oh, nope, wrong one. Back up.
All right, so yes, Mr. Corn, move this.
Somehow this stupid bandwidth is working.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
And then,
Okay, let me fast forward it. This one doesn't have captions either. Damn it. Okay, we'll just stay where we're at then. All right, it doesn't have captions. All right. Okay.
It's not accurate. It's not true. And think about it. Who was the one person
Good evening.
that was there from the beginning to the end? And that was the teacher, this woman. Okay, based on her actions, she did not act as if there was a gun present. So if she thought there was a gun present, then her actions should have been to separate the child, Mr. JT, from his classmates, or separate the classmates.
Sorry. I figured out what was wrong with the volume booster. Sorry. I knew I had to adjust something on the volume booster.
From JT. She didn't do that. There was also another person that had suspicions, and that was Amy Kovac. Okay. If she thought that there was a gun, she had the authority to separate JT from his classmates or initiate a separation of the classmates from JT. That did not occur. Commonwealth mentioned that JT was out on the playground with his classmates, and there were teachers, agents of the school, that observed things that were going on and said that caused them alarm. But based on their actions, they did not respond as if there was a crisis or danger to those students. They did not separate JT from his classmates. They did not separate his classmates from JT. So, Commonwealth is saying that only Dr. Parker had authority. Each one of those individuals had the authority to remove those classmates or to remove JT if they thought that those students were presented with any kind of threat or harm or danger. We're at the beginning of this trial, and I need you to understand that right now, Dr. Parker stands presumed to be innocent. Right now, she's innocent. The Commonwealth has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she's guilty of the allegations that they are presuming. The Commonwealth has to prove that Dr. Parker was a guardian or other person responsible for the care of the alleged victims. Before Dr. Parker, there was Ms. Zwerner. And the Commonwealth has to prove that Dr. Parker's willful act or omission in the care of the children was so gross, wanton, and culpable as to show a reckless disregard for human life. Who was the person that saw these events from beginning to end? That was the teacher, Ms. Zwerner. Who was another person that pretty much saw everything before Dr. Parker was? That was Ebony Parker, the reading specialist. There was another person that saw everything from definitely before the shop product, and that was Mr. Ross. If the Commonwealth wants to accuse Dr. Parker, what about these other people that had direct contact with this child, JT? It is my belief that the Commonwealth will not be able to prove with any reasonable doubt that Dr. Parker is guilty of these crimes. And I will be asking at the conclusion of this trial to find Dr. Parker not guilty. Understand, I need you to always consider it. Based upon their actions, there was no crisis. There was no gun. Based upon their actions, there was no crisis. There was no gun.
thank you. All right, the bail is going to offer you.
Okay. So basically, he just said, based on her actions, she's not at fault. She did nothing wrong. She's presumed innocent. I remember yesterday, while we were all here doing the voir dire, we decided we were going to go in this and we are going to try not to judge. We're going to try and be good jurors and listen and not judge. I'm not going to do well, but we'll pretend, okay? Okay, because unfortunately, I already have a little bit of feelings towards her because I already know a little bit. So, but we're going to not judge. We're going to listen. We're going to hear the trial out, and I'm going to be okay. So,
And then we're going to try to push forward with the first witness. Just give the jury panel a break. Okay? And you don't have to take notes. If you'd like so, we'll distribute notepads. While they're doing that to the attorney, we did not swear witnesses en masse, but we'll do so as they're brought onto the bench. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is there a motion regarding witnesses?
Motion to separate the
We agree.
Okay, so order. And I'll allow the attorneys to know who their witnesses are and make sure there's the question.
I'm not going to pop the names up like I used. Remember back in the day, y'all has been here forever with me. Remember back in the day, I would put the names up and all that. I'm not going to do all that. I don't have the patience for that, but we will know who's on the stand. Judge got her a coffee, a big coffee. You go, Judge. Okay, luxury of Zoom Zoom. Y'all remember luxury of Zoom Zoom? I forgot about that. It's been a minute. Come on, bring her up. Here we go.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the truth, and nothing but the truth?
Speed trialing with Sheila. God, I remember those days. It's been a minute since I've done a trial, y'all. I know I'm interrupting, but it's been a minute since I did a trial. I remember, y'all that have been here forever, we speed trial this shit. We zoom, we cut the brakes. And that's why we do it later in the day. So love you, mean it. This is fun. Okay, shh.
You can adjust the chair or microphone to answer questions the attorneys may have. You may proceed.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please tell us your name?
My name is Abigail Zwerner.
Ms. Zwerner, I know we talked about this before. But just as a quick reminder, we're not using the names of any children today, okay? I want to ask you, back in January of 2023, how were you employed at that time?
I was working at Richneck Elementary School.
And what did you do there?
I was a first grade teacher.
And is Richneck Elementary School a school that's here in the city of Newport News?
Yes, it is.
How long had you been teaching as of January 2023?
That was at that.
Oh, I was muted. I was muted. You put mutter. I was muted. No, I was saying that this is, in this part, the sound is like, you can hear the prosecutor, but you cannot hear her real well. So you're going to have to adjust the volume in your ears, because otherwise I'll blow your eardrums out. So I turn the volume booster off and I turn the volume all the way back up. So then y'all have to adjust it to be able to hear her, and where the prosecutor doesn't blow your eardrums out. So sorry about that.
Teaching for 2.5 years.
Okay. So you've told us that you were teaching first graders. Roughly how old are first graders?
Around 6.
And how many students, I'm asking only for a rough estimate, but how many students were in your class roughly?
Around 20, maybe more, maybe less.
Sure. I want to talk to you about one particular student who I've identified as JT. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
On a couple of days before January 6th, was there an incident with JT in your classroom?
Yes, there was.
Now, JT, was he a student in your class regularly? He was your homeroom student?
Yes, he was.
Okay. And so a couple of days before, what incident happened with JT?
On that Wednesday, the student had gotten a hold of my cell phone and he had slammed it into the ground.
And can you describe?
Okay. She said on Wednesday, I know it's really hard to hear. So she said on Wednesday, he grabbed her phone and threw it to the ground. Okay.
Describe, if you remember, just his demeanor or behavior in the moments before that happened, leading up to it.
He was defiant.
Objection?
Okay, what's the objection?
His demeanor 2 days before is relevant to what happened on
God, I can't hear what they're saying. I want to.
This testimony will reveal that this was reported to Dr. Parker. So
You're right,
it goes to
Hannah.
her knowledge.
Overruled, which means you all can consider it. You may proceed, Mr. Jenkins.
So I had asked about his demeanor in just the moments that led up to the phone.
Yes, he was being defiant, saying no back to my directions.
Okay.
She said he was being defiant, saying no, wasn't following directions.
And so how did he get your phone, if you know?
It was our small reading group time, and my phone had ring across the classroom, my school phone. And when I had gone back to my small reading group table, I saw him with my cell phone.
Okay. And what was he doing? Do you remember how he looked at that moment?
Just very defiant, almost kind of a challenging face.
Okay. After he broke your phone, do you do something about that for him to try to get a consequence, or what happens?
Yes, I immediately bring him to across the hall to my lead teacher, Miss West's classroom.
Okay. And do you know what Miss West did from there? If you don't know, that's all right. But if you know.
I recall that I asked her to use her walkie-talkie to ask for help.
Okay. And do you know what, if anything, what happened to JT as a result of him smashing the phone?
No,
Okay. Was he at school the next day?
no,
And then did he come to school on January 6th?
yes,
Okay. So right there, whatever happened that Wednesday, he did not come to school on Tuesday. I mean, on Thursday. What happened Wednesday, he did not come to school on Thursday, but he did come on Friday.
Okay. I want to talk to you then about January 6th of 2023 then, starting in the morning, maybe lunchtime. Did you have some observations about JT at lunch?
I did.
And before you go on, did you end up reporting those observations to Dr. Parker?
Yes,
Okay. Would you just sort of describe to the jury what it was you saw that you ended up reporting?
yes. Two things had stuck out to me. At the beginning of lunch in the cafeteria, we were standing in the lunch line and I was approached by another teacher that the student had threatened to beat up one of her students. And so I...
Objection?
Yes, sir.
Sounds like she is testifying as to something somebody else told her.
Okay, so objection, speculation, your response.
Oh, I heard a hearsay objection. Is it a hearsay?
Objection.
So to the extent that it's a hearsay objection, we are not offering this for the truth of the matter asserted. The statement is to show Dr. Parker's knowledge of what was told to her, not whether it's true or not.
Sustained. So I think it's impermissible hearsay. I'm not sure what exception it falls under. Do you have an exception?
Well, it wouldn't be hearsay if they're not offering it for its truth. So
Then how's it relevant?
it's relevant because it shows Dr. Parker's knowledge.
Which goes to an element of the case,
Yes.
and therefore it has to be reliable. So what hearsay exception is that? Or what case law do you have? What authority allows that to come in?
Judge, if it is hearsay, if the court's ruling is that it is hearsay, it does not come in.
Okay, the hearsay, so you will not consider that. Next question.
Thank you, Judge. So, Ms. Zwerner, I'll back up a little bit. You mentioned that you were you personally in the cafeteria?
I was.
Okay. And was there anything you personally observed about JT that concerned you?
Yes, I was speaking with a security officer in the cafeteria about something, and at that same time, I witnessed the student was staring her down, very focused on her, and he slowly got up from his seat and ever so slowly approached, still not breaking focus or eye contact at the security officer, and that stuck out to me a lot as well.
Okay. And is it fair to say that you do go to Dr. Parker to report concerns?
I did.
And without telling us what anyone else said, did you relay to her concerns that you had about things you had observed and concerns about that had been told to you by others?
Objection, Hannah. Objection, Hannah. Hannah just says everybody LWOP. I love Hannah. Hannah Banana. Okay, we have an objection, so.
I don't know what the objection is.
That would be hearsay also.
Did you observe?
She's reporting what she observed. The report is hearsay. It's out of court statement, out of court truth.
Okay, your response, Mr. James.
I am only offering that she informed Dr. Parker of her concerns and that her concerns were based on both her observations and what others had told her. I am not eliciting what others said to her at all, so it's not hearsay.
Not the statement, just the, okay. So overruled, ask your question again. You may answer.
All right, so Ms. Zwerner, did you eventually go speak to Dr. Parker about your concerns?
I did.
And did those concerns include both your observations and what others had said? Don't tell us what the others said, but just did your observation, did you report to her the problem?
Yes.
Okay, tell us what you reported to Dr. Parker.
Your Honor, I'm going to continue my objections because this question was what she observed and what others said. Now he's going to ask her what you reported, and so she's reporting, sounds like hearsay.
Response.
Judge, she is reporting to Dr. Parker concerns she has based on a totality of things that include what others have said to her. I'm not eliciting what others said to her. I am eliciting what she told Dr. Parker. That is what the testimony is. So this is not hearsay. I am not offering the statement of those individuals at all. Even if I was, I wouldn't be offering it for its truth. I'm offering it for Dr. Parker's reaction to her response. So it is not being offered for its truth. It's being offered for her state of mind.
I'm going to sustain in part and overrule in part. Again, if the hearsay can't come in through the front door, it then cannot come in through the back door by her saying, well, this is what I told her, based upon what other people told me. So she can answer your question as to what she told Dr. Parker based upon her personal knowledge and personal observations, but she cannot relay what she told her based upon what other people told her. So you can proceed that way.
I don't know any other way to ask this, but what did you tell Dr. Parker?
I told her specifically that the student seemed to be off already that day and in a violent mood.
Okay. At some point during the course of the day, did anyone suggest to you that that same student, JT, might have a gun?
Yes.
Objection. Hearsay.
Okay, objection, hearsay, and main foundation. Your response, Mr. Jenkins.
So first of all, that also is not being offered towards truth. We're not offering it to prove that JT had a firearm. We're offering it to prove that someone informed her of a danger. So it's for her response.
So can you lay a better foundation as to how she would have this knowledge?
Sure. During the course of the day, did you become aware that a child was armed?
Yes.
And is that because someone told you the child was armed?
Yes.
Who told you that?
Our reading specialist, Amy Kovac.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I was distracted. He asked two questions and I did not hear what those questions were. So I want to make sure that I understand what the questions were. So.
Okay, Mr. Jenkins, if you would please repeat, or did you ask your co-counsel?
We were actually talking. So.
Okay, he asked, how did you find out he was armed and who told you?
Okay, objection per se.
Okay, overruled. Go ahead, Mr. Jenkins.
At that point, what was your state of mind as to?
So that was the question. I did not hear what her response was to that question.
Oh, she said Ms. Novak told her. I've got your objections on the record. Overruled. Start your question over again, Mr. Jenkins, please.
Sorry, I was adjusting it so we had a little background behind the chat, so that way we can actually read, so the people in Kick can see what the people in YouTube are saying. I was always bothered by that when I was watching people stream on, but I total side rail here, watching people stream on both, that you couldn't see what the other chatters were saying. So there you go. I put it up there. I put a little overlay behind it so you can see what each is saying, because I do have a couple in Kick that do chat. So, and I appreciate you all. So thank you. I'm going to hit play again.
What was your state of mind?
Yes. What was your state of mind as to concerns about that being shared with administration? Were you going to go share it?
Was I? No. Ms. Kovac went and told administration.
And
Objection per se.
Continued objection noted. You may proceed.
And as to that objection, it is overruled, Judge.
It is overruled. Yes,
Thank you.
May proceed.
After that point, were you concerned enough to keep a close eye on JT?
Yes.
Tell us about your observations going forward from there.
Specifically what point in time?
Yeah, so at some point, do you end up, your class goes to recess?
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. What did you observe at that time, if anything, that was concerning?
Yes. I noticed that the student was wearing an oversized jacket with both of his hands in his pockets that remained in his pockets the entire time.
Okay.
And that stuck out to me.
Okay. Did you report that observation to anyone?
I texted Amy Kovac
Okay.
that observation.
Okay.
Wait,
After recess, did there?
wait. Did she say she texted? And I'm going to tell y'all, this is the luxury of doing it a little bit later. If y'all have questions, we can stop and rewind and re-listen if we mishear something or don't hear something. So you just have to speak up, all that funny stuff, because something that was weird. Oh, wrong button, Sheila.
Okay.
That observation.
Okay. After recess, did there come a time when JT and your whole class and you were back in the classroom?
Okay, nope,
And-
I didn't go back far enough. Okay.
Did you report
Okay.
that observation to anyone?
I texted Amy Kovac.
Okay, she texted Amy Kovac. So she did report that observation to somebody. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
Okay.
That observation.
Okay. After recess, did there come a time when JT and your whole class and you were back in the classroom?
Yes.
And did you observe anything that concerned you when you're back in the classroom that day?
Yes.
Tell us what you observed back in the classroom that started to concern you.
Specifically,
So did you observe JT doing anything that made you concerned once after recess time and you're in the classroom?
Leading the witness.
Objection leading?
Judge, if I may
No.
respond to that.
You may respond.
So a closed-ended question where the witness can answer yes or no is not inherently leading. A leading question is one that suggests one of those two answers is the right answer. I am merely trying to direct the witness to where and when I'm talking about. So in another sense, it is just a preliminary matter. I am not, trying to use it to get a specific answer from her.
Anything further, Mr. T?
Yes, Your Honor. And I think he's actually been leading for quite a while.
He has, but you didn't object to this one, but this one wasn't leading, so I'm gonna allow it overruled. But some previous ones were leading, so we'll try to contain that. Do you, the witness, do you need him to repeat the question?
yes, please.
Okay. I just want you to describe any concerning observations about JT that happened in your classroom after recess,
If any.
if there are any.
Both hands remained in his pocket, his oversized jacket the entire time.
Was he wearing the jacket in your classroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Did not remove it after recess.
So, Ms. Zwerner, at some point in the day, were you injured?
Yes.
Tell us what immediately precipitated that. Describe it for us.
It came to where I saw at the corner of my eye, my peripheral, the student had. I saw the student looking at me. I looked over. A gun was pointed right at me. He was holding a gun, the student was pointed right at me, and then I was shot.
And where on your body did a bullet strike you, if it did?
It went through my left hand and into my chest.
What did you do from there?
I recall the children were getting out of the classroom. Miss West was across the hall. She opened her door and was helping the students. And I went to the office.
Okay. At the moment the gun is fired, and I am asking you to estimate how many children were in your classroom. I'm not asking her to speculate about it. I'm asking her to give us a range that it could have been at the time. She doesn't have to guess. She was there.
Also, you can answer.
I would estimate, I would say it's most likely the same as before, but estimate on the lower side, I was missing a couple of students that day. Around 20.
Okay, thank you.
She already
You've
said around
described the
20.
moment where a gun is pointing at you. At that moment, are there any?
I don't mean to interrupt her, but I'm with you. She should know how many. I mean, even when I worked in daycare, I had to know how many what my count was. You know, how many people were there. I mean, how many children were in my care. I mean, I know there might be a little memory loss, but ma'am.
Any children in your field of vision?
Yes.
Can you describe that?
It's in, the time is in the middle of class, in the middle of a small reading room. So I have students nearby. I also have students at their desks. I have students very close.
Were there any students that were within inches of JT?
Yes.
Were there any students that were between you and JT?
I don't recall.
Okay. May I have a moment, Your Honor?
That's all the questions I have for you now. Please answer any questions from the defense counsel.
Yeah, that is Cindy. That's kind of what I'm assuming is, you know, she may have the post-traumatic stress, you know, and it's not, you know, things she's forgotten, but generally you know how many kids you have in your class. So, but I understand, Cindy. Oh, this guy. Okay, y'all hold on. Y'all hold on to your snack. See, this is where I need my
So
emojis.
basically,
Okay, I'm gonna pause and tell y'all that this is why I want to get my hours, because I need emojis. Because right now we be dropping some crazy ass emojis in the chat because this guy.
AT was in your class on January 6th, is that correct? Okay. You reported that he was a little off the chain, being a little violent that morning, is that correct?
He appeared to be off and seemed to be in a violent mood.
Okay. And
He seemed to be in a violent
some-
way. He seemed to be in a. I know. See, Mastiff, you got him over there on kick, and I want him damn over here. I want some good ones over here. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my hours so I can get that. I mean, I've only been streaming for a year and a half. It's something I enjoy, but I want them damn emojis. I do it for fun, but the emojis, fucking, I want some emojis. Okay. I'm gonna back this dude up because, man, he asked some fucked up questions. I'm just gonna be honest.
being a little violent that morning, is that correct?
He appeared to be off and seemed to be in a violent mood.
Okay. And you had some contact with Ms. Kovac, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you had contact with Ms. Kovac before you went out to the playground for recess, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And on direct, you said that Ms. Kovac told you that JT was armed, is that correct?
She told me that the student had told other students that he had brought a gun with him.
That wasn't your testimony on direct. You said that Ms. Kovac told you that he was armed. That was your testimony, is that correct?
Here today?
Yes.
I said that. No, I'm sorry if I said that. I was specifically told that he was telling other students that he brought a gun with him.
Your Honor,
to school.
so now I'm going
I
to,
might have heard a question. I might have heard the question a little differently in my mind.
I know this is a cross-examination, but I'm going to renew my objection to that response because clearly now she's referring to hearsay And I'm going to ask that her answer to Mr. Jenkins be struck.
Okay. Does someone have a response?
Your Honor, this information is being used to show why Ms. Zwerner took the action she did, not being offered for its truth. And hearsay is only hearsay if we're offering it because the statement made is true. So it explains the actions that she took. It is in part a present sense impression if the court is going to rule that it's hearsay, because she's describing a condition that's occurring right now while it is ongoing. And it is being offered to show how they respond to it. Counsel is objecting to me eliciting hearsay and then standing up and eliciting hearsay. And she gave a short answer to me because we were narrowed by the hearsay objection. She was explaining it more fully to counsel now because he asked. So he elicited the hearsay this time. So he can live with that. The rule is that hearsay is an out-of-court statement being offered for its truth. We're not offering any of these statements to prove that JT had a gun. We all know he had a gun. We'll have that testimony. We're offering the statements to establish why these people took the actions that they took. That's it. That's not being offered for the truth.
Anything else, Mr. Brown?
I will submit, Your Honor, it is exactly being offered for its truth. Her statement, which I basically just wanted to clarify her response to his question, she said he was armed. And she wanted to further elaborate. Her elaboration, had she elaborated during the first question, I would have objected. Clearly, hearsay, she's repeating something that somebody else told her, hearsay upon hearsay, Your Honor, and it's definitely being offered for its truth, because there would be no need to respond if there was not a gun.
So for consistent and clear rulings, again, came in before, I'm going to allow the statement in. This is a classic example of why we have cross-examination. And all three attorneys are wonderful attorneys who will flush this out for the jury, and we can have an instruction later, again, that it is not for the truth of the matter, but to explain why the person did what they did. So again, you may continue with your cross-examination, and the jury can consider the response, ultimately, the ruling. The current objection to exclude this on hearsay is overruled. Please proceed with your cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. So based on information that you received from Ms. Kovac, you believed that the student was armed, is that correct?
It crossed my mind, yes.
Okay, so it crossed your mind that he had a gun, is that correct?
When I was told what I was told, it was possible.
Okay, so if he was armed, that presented a danger to your students, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you took no action to separate JT from his other classmates, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And so you allowed him to go out to recess with the understanding that he may have had a gun, is that correct?
Yes.
You could have refused to let him go to recess. You could have removed him from the presence of his other classmates, is that correct?
In hindsight, yes, they could have.
Okay. And then you allowed him to return to your classroom with other students, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, nothing prevented you from excluding him from the classroom, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and nothing prevented you from actually taking JT out of the classroom and taking him down to the administrative office, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so on Wednesday, JT was being disruptive, and you did take him out of the classroom, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you also alerted administration, is that correct?
Personally, no.
Okay, but you took steps to make sure that the administration was notified, is that correct?
Personally, no.
You did not take any steps to make? Okay, all right. You would agree that the potential that there's a firearm in the classroom is a lot more serious than JT breaking the cell phone, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. You didn't, once you became concerned, aware of a potential there being a firearm in JT's possession, you didn't personally let the administration know that I believe that he has a gun, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You personally did not call the police, is that correct?
Correct.
You personally didn't ask anyone else to remove JT from the classroom, is that correct?
Correct.
You admit that
Yes,
the
Cindy.
person that has the first responsibility to protect the students in the classroom is you as the teacher. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you would admit that you did not take any steps to protect the students from JT, in your words, potentially being armed with a firearm. Is that correct?
I would not admit that.
Okay. What actions did you take to protect the students from JT having a firearm?
This might cross the rules of hearsay, I'm unsure. But from the knowledge that I had that day, I was aware that she was told by
I'm
other
talking
coworkers.
about what you did. What
Absolutely.
actions did you take?
Absolutely.
All right. Your response is absolutely.
I'm sorry, what was the question? The whole question?
Okay. What actions did you personally take to protect the students in your classroom from JT being potentially armed?
I trusted my colleagues.
All right. You want to have a moment?
You ready? And while we're doing so, you're right on that skylight. If you want to move to the empty seat, you can. I apologize. If you're okay with the stay, there's nothing I can do without you.
Thank you, Ron.
Okay.
I'll get that.
Okay, all right. I just want to let you know if there is an empty seat, if you'd like to move.
Well, let me ask that, Your Honor, if you ask the defense counsel to speak a little.
Speak a little loud. We can do that. Thank you. And if you follow instructions, yes, if you can't hear, let me know. We can fix that. All right.
Fix your microphones.
I did.
Project.
My apologies. I'm a soft talker. So. All right. Your Honor, that's all the questions I have for this.
Okay. Can you read that?
Just briefly, Ms. Zwerner, while you were at recess, were you observing the student closely? Did you have a belief about someone at that time, while you're at recess, going and reporting the issue?
Objection to leading.
Okay, response.
I said, did she have a concern? It is a yes or no question, but that does not make it leading. I'm not suggesting that the answer would be yes or no. I'm just.
Okay, Ms. Steve, can you flesh out the objection of what part of the question is leading?
What I heard him ask is, did you have an understanding that someone had gone, basically that someone had gone to speak with Dr. Parker while she was at recess? I mean, I think he's leading the testimony there.
And what was your question again, Mr. Chair?
Did you believe that while you were at recess watching, do you believe that someone was reporting what you were seeing with JT, the concerns about JT?
And that's the question that you're objecting to leading?
Yes, Your Honor, because she has not testified to any such thing, and so he's leading her to actually try to testify on her behalf.
Okay. Overall, I'll allow it, but there may be another objection coming because we need to establish foundation for this belief. Okay, but go ahead for now, Mr. Jenkins, I'll give you some leeway.
Had you told someone that there was an incident that should be reported to Dr. Parker?
Hearsay objection.
So,
Okay, and I'm saying, Ms. Jenkins saying, well, how can I lay my foundation if you keep not letting me hearsay? I'll allow it, go ahead, it's not the truth of the matter asserted, it's explain the actions of why the person takes the actions that they take. Go ahead, Ms. Jenkins.
Ms. Werner, I'm not even asking what you said. I'm merely asking, did you report concerns to another person about JT around the time of recess?
I did directly to Amy Kovac.
Overrule, but go ahead, repeat your answer. So he actually did you report, what was your answer?
I did directly to Amy Kovac.
And then did you continue to watch JT?
I did.
Okay. What was your understanding of the teacher or faculty member role in the event of an emergency or crisis at that time?
My understanding from it was being brought up to administration. I'm not sure how much.
Bless her heart. I want to hug her.
Questions to put that in
that's me and my mama heart.
when
Ms. Werner, are you worried right now about the rules of evidence and hearsay? Because, okay, I don't want you to worry about that. The judge and the lawyers will worry about that, okay? You don't have to. All you need to do is give an honest answer. So I'll repeat the question. Okay. What was your understanding of a faculty member's role when you learned of a crisis? What was your understanding of what you were supposed to do?
report it.
Okay, great. Thank you. I don't have anything further, Judge.
Recross? Yes, sir.
But it was also your understanding as a faculty member or teacher that you were responsible for the safety of your children. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that if there was a threat of danger to your students, you were supposed to remove that danger or threat from the presence of the student. Is that correct?
Yes.
Anything else with this witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and does she remain or is she excused?
Your Honor, we're asking that for all of our witnesses, we're asking they be constructively sequestered, told that they need to not discuss the case with anyone and potentially be recalled, but to be able to leave the courthouse.
Your position.
We've also, she's undertaken from the defense and that's that she.
Judge, if I may address that.
Okay.
We have many witnesses here. We don't need to keep them here for all 3 or 4 days. I've told all of the witnesses they're subject to being brought back to court, and I have all of their phone numbers. And if Mr. Rogers wants them to come back, I will cooperate and ensure that they are back here and provide any contact information that's needed, but I don't want to keep people here for 4 days.
Wow.
Understood. So Hummel's agreeing to them remain sequestered so that they can leave the building and they're on call to be brought back. Your position.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay, but okay, I'm gonna pause, just do my bitch rant for a minute, because you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try and do it respectfully. Okay, we're gonna do it respectfully as a court, as a viewer. Okay, calm down, Sheila. So you do understand that what this defense man wanted to do was to make her sit through the whole damn thing and watch the whole ducking trial and re-traumatize her all over again, rather than let her go, be sequestered, be quiet, don't watch any of it, and when she was recalled, she could come back. But no. These are where I have to really watch my words when I watch these things, because I know I have become a smartass since I've been streaming this long. I have noticed I can be a smartass. So I'm really trying to be respectful. But sir, you were fixing to try to make this woman stay in this courtroom. No. This is not what we do. This is not good for mental health. And that is one thing y'all all know. I am strongly invested in is people's mental health. Do not do that to somebody. That's fucked up. It's ducked up. Okay.
All right. So Ms. Warner, those are your instructions. You may step down from the witness stand. You may leave the building, but you may not discuss the case until the trial has concluded. And they have your phone number, so they'll call you when they need you to come back. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. And we've been out for about an hour. Can we take maybe a 10-minute break, and then we'll start with the next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. And because we have the luxury of Zoom, y'all know. I know, Cindy, but I have to watch how, because y'all know I can be a cusser. I can, I don't go low and dirty, but I say what I want to say, but I try to keep it a little respectful.
Parker, all counsel are in place.
So,
defendant.
and yes, and y'all can snark. You know what? In that chat, you can snark all you want. Y'all just snark it, and my chat's free and open to opinions, thoughts, ideas, questions. No hold bars, respectfully. All right, we got the jurors coming in, and we can zoom through those walking in because we don't need to hear footsteps. Our luxury of Zoom. God, I missed that. Amy Kovac. So
Kovac, and I'm saying
Kovac.
Kovac. Amy Kovac. See, I used to type all that and pin it and hold it on the screen, but you know what? I just tell you. It's Amy Kovac. She's coming. She's coming slowly. We're going to fast forward until... Yep. She swears it. Okay, Amy, sit down. Oh, look at that hairdo.
Good morning. Could you please tell us your name?
Hi, Amy.
Could you spell your last name for us?
Kovac.
Thank you.
Okay, and I didn't watch Amy Kovac on the stand, so I don't know, but she kind of feels a little spunky. I mean, I know I have it sped up to 1.25, but look at C Mastiffs over there. No, we don't talk. We don't hear nothing bad. They hear nothing. We don't hear Rubber Ramada Sheila going a little loony over there. Okay, I don't know, but she seems a little cool. I don't know. I haven't watched her, so this is just my 5-second impression. Here we go.
Ms. Kovac, how are you employed as of today?
I work with Newport News Public Schools as a reading specialist at Newport
Right,
Park.
Cindy.
All right. And then I want to take you back to January of 2023. Were you also a reading specialist at that time?
Yes,
And where were you working?
Richland Elementary.
How long have you been employed as a reading specialist total?
12 years total.
During your time at Rich Neck, did you know a student, and I'll remind you that we're not using any student names, so please keep that in mind, but did you know a student by the initials of JT?
Yes, I did.
How did you come to know JT?
Dr. Parker at the time had put him on a modified schedule, and I was his one-on-one teacher for reading during that scheduled time.
Okay. Do you know from your own observations and interactions why JT was on a modified schedule?
I had heard he had,
Objection to hearsay.
I was on a
Hold
modified.
on, I have to go back one. And how this works procedure wise is they object, the other party gets to respond, and then I'll make a legal ruling, and then I'll let you know what to do. So, and just explain it to you. Okay, so defense is objected, your response, Mr. Jenkins.
Your Honor, if there is hearsay there, I'm not trying to elicit that, so I'll try to rephrase the question.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Kovac, did you have any personal interactions with JT yourself that led you to believe that he needed a modified schedule?
Not before the modified
Okay.
schedule.
Understood. So you started working with him in a modified schedule. When was that?
It was in early October.
And tell us a little bit about how the schedule worked.
So originally the schedule, he would come to school at 9:20, get off the bus, and our counselor, Mr. Rawls, at the time would pick him up off of the bus and give him breakfast and set a goal for his day. And then he went down to Mary McBurnett, our K2 special ed teacher, where she was to do a social story. And then he was to come to me around 9:30 or 9:45, and for like 15, 20 minutes do reading with me. And then Mr. Rawls would take him into Ms. Warner's classroom. And then he would leave around, I think, like 10:40, 10:45, get his lunch and then go home.
And you've mentioned Mr. Rawls. Do you know what his title was there?
He was the school counselor.
Okay, thank you. I want to speak to you about the morning of January 6, 2023. Did there come a time when you were in the office that day with Abigail Zwerner and Dr. Parker?
Yes,
And while you were in that office, did you, based on what you heard in that office, did you have concerns?
yes,
Later in the day, did you tell Ms. Zwerner to keep an eye on JT?
yes,
Why?
because two girls had reported to me that he had a gun in his bag.
Okay, what's your objection?
May I lay a foundation for the potential use of an exception, Judge?
Okay, yes, sir.
You've indicated, I believe, that two girls spoke to you. We'll hold off on what they told you. Can you describe those girls' demeanor or behavior at the time they're reporting it to you?
Yes, I was walking past the room and the two little girls had come out to me and said that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before you tell us what they said, what I want to know is
Slow
how
down,
they
Mama.
appeared to
They
you.
seemed to be scared and worried.
Okay, what did you see in them, what in their bodies or their faces that made you think that?
The actions of them coming close to me, wanting to get my full attention and to let me know, and their faces were kind of like expressive to show worry and concern.
Okay, and eventually they do tell you something, again, without going into what they said. Do they relate to you about something that has just happened, that they've just seen in the minutes before?
I'm gonna object to the-
This is to establish a foundation to use a hearsay exception.
Okay, so,
Foundation.
okay, hold off on answering. Let me hear the full question, then I can decide on the objection.
Yes, the question is whether the report she receives is quick in time to when she received it. In other words, whether they are reporting something that happened within the last minute, because that's a foundational question for the excited utterance exception.
Mr. Ortiz.
You know, I think that's clearly leading. He's asking for, she has not even testified anything about what they said or how, you know, she testified that they seemed scared or whatever, but he's giving her the answer by asking that her, did they tell you something that had just happened right before you came in contact with them? I mean, that's his testifying to who it is.
Okay, let me pull out the excited utterance.
Rule 28032.
Look, it's what I feel like I'm doing. Holding my earphones so I can hear. Sorry. What are we doing? We're looking up a rule. I know. I was sitting here holding my headphone, and I happened to look up, and I seen that thing on my screen. I was like, "Oh, I look like the monkeys holding my headphones." Okay, I'm gonna hit fast forward just a little.
Virginia reads, excited utterance, a spontaneous or impulsive statement prompted by a startling event or condition and made by a declarant with firsthand knowledge at a time and under circumstances negating deliberation. All right, Mr. Jenkins, I'm gonna have to sustain the objection because she's not the declarant according to the rules. The declarant would be purportedly that child.
Judge, could we address this matter outside the presence of the jury, please?
We can, want to meet me in the jury room or sidebar?
If we can address it on the record, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so members of the jury, sometimes you get more steps in than you wish. I'm going to ask you to retire to the jury room, please. And
Okay. Jury's leaving. Jury's leaving, and we're going to discuss this. Why can't she say something?
Judge, I'm sorry. Were you recognizing defense counsel or
No,
defense?
I,
Okay.
you want to take this up
I do.
so they can check this and get your response.
I do. There are two things going on here, Judge. The first is that in an effort to keep things moving, I was asking foundational questions about the excited utterance exception. And if counsel prefers, we can do that as a voir dire of the witness outside the presence of the jury, because whether the excited utterance exception applies or not is a matter for the court and not the jury. So perhaps it would have been more appropriate for me to ask the foundational questions outside the presence of the jury. But regardless, in order to establish the foundation for any hearsay exception, I'm going to have to ask leading questions. So that is why it is usually not done in front of the jury, that we do that outside of their presence. As to the excited utterance, and I will request a moment to pull up some cases, but the rule reads, a spontaneous or impulsive statement prompted by a startling event or condition made by a declarant with firsthand knowledge at the time. When the rule says a declarant, it is not referring to the person on the stand, because then they would be here, the declarant would be here. The rule is referring to hearsay, that is the person on the stand reporting what they were told. But the declarant, in this case, is the girls. They are making a statement that is about a startling event or condition made by them, the declarant, at a time when they were still under the circumstances negating deliberation, because, as I was asking when counsel objected, how quickly were they reporting it? Were they reporting something that happened a year ago, or were they reporting something that happened in the last minute? That was the question I was getting at, to determine whether the statements the girls made to Ms. Kovac were spontaneous. Ms. Kovac is the person in court today, but she's not of the declarant for the purposes of the rule. The declarant is the out-of-court statement. And so if I may have a moment to find a case example, I think I will be able to.
Okay, you may, and I understand your argument, there's a distinction between a declarant and the declarant. And I'll give you a moment to find the case, but projecting this forward, how are you going to lay a foundation of how she would know how soon their statement was made to when the children observed whatever concerned them to when it was related to Ms. Kovac? Because you brought that up. Do you have a plan to flush that out?
I think we should flush that out before we bring the jury back in.
Right, so that's what I'm
Yes.
asking that. So just going thinking forward,
I-
that will come next. But yes, I'll give you a moment.
Yes.
Okay, just let me know when you're ready. Hold on, let's find this case. And then I'll happily hear from you.
Can I step out while he's on the stage?
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to zoom and get to court because we don't need to hear all that. Let's bring her back.
Agitated in that moment, and they say that JT has a gun. I think that I think we've met that burden, and she should be able to testify as to what the girl said.
The evidence is admissible.
Okay, bring in the jury. Bring the jury. Bring the jury. Ooh, who used to say that? Bring the jury. Was that in the Alex Murdaugh trial? Bring the jury.
When we took the break, we had spoken about the question was, you know, what made you warn Dr. Parker, right? And do you remember answering about what did? Let me ask you that. What made you warn?
There's no testimony. I believe you said one about Dr. Parker. There's no testimony of that nature.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Judge. Let me withdraw that. That's correct. I need to rephrase that question. That's correct about that. The question was, at some point later, do you tell Ms. Zwerner to keep an eye on JT? Did you?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened to make you give that warning to Ms. Zwerner?
So the girls had reported to me, had come up to me as I was passing right after they came in to say that he had a gun in the bag. And I went into that room with the children and to him to try and see what he would say, to see if I could help and figure out what was going on, because him and I had a good relationship due to the modified schedule.
Okay. And without telling us what you or he said, did you at that stage get any information about a gun out of him?
I told him the rules of school, that we cannot have any guns in school. We cannot have any type of weapon in school. And I asked him if he had a gun in the bag.
Okay.
And then we went on with the lesson. He was acting very weird that day, out of character, balled up. I just sat quietly by him. His bag was by him.
I heard something happen in the background. I don't know what that was. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna slow her down because she talks fast and I want to hear what she has to say.
Did you at that stage get any information about a gun out of him?
I told him the rules of school, that we cannot have any guns in school. We cannot have any type of weapon in school. And I asked him if he had a gun in the bag.
Okay.
And then we went on with the lesson. He was acting very weird that day, out of character, balled up. I just sat quietly by him. His bag was by him. I said, give me that bag. He said, no one is going to touch that bag, which was very out of character. He also was talking about one of his friends at the time, Omar.
You're not, here's the objections to what you testified, what JT said.
No.
It's kind of a narrative. Can you ask another question?
I can. Thank you.
Yeah, she's yeah, I was going to say narrative.
After you had observed these things with JT, did you talk to Dr. Parker?
Not at that moment.
Okay. What did you do as a result of what you observed?
So what I observed is it was time for them to do their assignment. And so JT asked for some school supplies. So I went up to Ms. Zwerner and I said, he needs these school supplies. And I asked her when recess was, that I would be back when recess was, and I was going to check that bag.
I see. At that point, did you go and speak with Dr. Parker?
Yes, I did. At that point, I left the room right away and went to Dr. Parker's office, and I reported.
Hold on just a minute. At the time that you go to Dr. Parker's office, do you know what Ms. Zwerner's class was going to do?
They were going to head to recess.
Okay. And when you went to Dr. Parker's office, what did you tell Dr. Parker?
I believe it's going to be a statement that's going to be offered for its truth.
Absolutely not. It's being offered for the fact that Dr. Parker was given the warning, not for whether the warning itself is true. It's not being offered to show that there is a gun. It's being offered to show that Dr. Parker was told there was a gun.
Mr. Rogers, anything further?
Again, the truth that there was, I guess what he's saying, there was notice, that's a very important fact issue in the trial. So it's offered for the truth of there was a,
Mr. Jenkins.
I am offering it for the truth that there was a warning. I mean, absolutely. but I'm not offering it to prove there was a gun. And also, Judge, it's a present sense impression. If the court were to find that it's hearsay, which I certainly would argue that it is not, it's also a present sense impression. It's an excited utterance for that matter. It's not offered to prove the fact that there was a gun. It's offered to prove that she was told there was a gun.
Let's pull up the hearsay rules.
Ma'am, where are you going? Oh. She freaked me out when she went over there. Oh, let's fast forward. She got the big
rule and section.
She got the big book out.
Other than one made by the declarant while testifying at trial or hearing that is offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. So this does not meet the definition of hearsay for two reasons. First, we are not offering it to prove the truth of the matter asserted. And second, the declarant is testifying at the trial. The declarant in this case is Ms. Kovac.
Sydney. I thought, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, okay? Here. Y'all wanna know the truth? I saw her bend over like that and lean down. First thing I thought of was Shanda Vander Ark puking in a trash can. I thought, this judge done got sick. That was my first thought. So I was like, oh, what? Where's she going? So that was my thought. That's why I was kind of shocked, confused, because my mind went to Shanda Vander Ark puking in a trash can.
Other than one made by the declarant while testifying at trial. Anything that was said outside of her statement on the stand is a statement other than while testifying at trial. So if she said something to Dr. Parker, that's other than while testifying at trial. She can testify as to what she observed, but she cannot testify as to something that she said to somebody else.
So the court's ruling is that it is admissible. There is an exception to hearsay, not only under Rule 2:801, but under Rule, because it's hearsay within hearsay, is what the children told her that she really relates to somebody else. So under 2:805, hearsay within hearsay, it's not excluded if each part of the statement can come in under another exception. So the children's statement comes in under the excited utterance, so therefore it can come in as hearsay within hearsay. So I will overrule the objection, which means to the jury you can consider the response. Repeat your question, Mr. Jason.
Very simply, what did you say to Dr. Parker?
I went to Dr. Parker and I told her that two girls came to me and said that JT had a gun in the bag. And I told her that, that's what I told her, that I was warned that he had a gun in the bag. I told her what I did in the classroom, that I sat in the classroom with him, that he was acting very weird that day, out of character.
Okay, and so you relayed that information to her. Is ultimately, was there a discussion about any additional action that would take place related to the bag?
I told her that when they go to recess, that I was gonna go back and check the bag.
Okay, did Dr. Parker respond to that?
She had just acknowledged it with like a nod.
Okay. All right, so what did you go check the bag?
At that point, I left. We were doing makeup stage
Ma'am,
testing,
it was a
so
yes
I
or no
went to my
question.
office, which is past Ms. Warner's room. And Ms. Warner had texted me at that point.
Okay, I'm gonna have you hold off right there.
Okay.
So just jump with
So I
me,
went-
okay? Did you at some point go to
Cindy.
the room?
Yes.
Okay.
I know,
And
Cindy.
what
I
did you
wasn't
do?
gonna go
when we
there.
were at recess, I went back to the
She's
room.
talking too
I
much.
checked his bag. Inside his bag was a puzzle, a math book, a little coin token, and then a calculator in the front pocket.
Okay. And what happened next?
After I checked the bag, I went back to Dr. Parker's office to let her know that I checked that bag. I told her the same items that were in the bag that I had seen.
Okay. And what did you do next?
After that, I went back and I went back outside to Abby and the class that was outside at recess.
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there. While you're outside at recess, without saying what anyone said, were there discussions among the teachers?
There was only her outside with her class at that time, and then I came outside at that time.
Did you and Abby talk?
Yes,
And had you and Miss Zwerner, again, without saying what the content was, had you and Miss Zwerner also communicated by text message?
yes.
Okay. Now, as a result of those communications, again, it doesn't matter what was said. What did you do next?
So from the result of the text,
Mhm.
I then went and checked the bag. I then went and reported a second time to Dr. Parker. Then I went outside to speak to Abby to see if he would come to me because of what she had said in the text. So he was behind the rock wall, did not come to me. And then I told her again,
But wait, you told who?
I told Abby,
Okay. Are there two conversations with Dr. Parker?
there were technically, there were 2 times I reported, and then 1 time I was in the office. And then Dr. Parker had told me that I could tell Abby an action to do if he misbehaved.
Okay. What prompted the first time you talked to Dr. Parker briefly?
The report of the gun,
From the girls?
correct.
Okay. Briefly, what prompted the second time you talked to Dr. Parker?
The message that I received.
Understood. In the second conversation with Dr. Parker, what did you advise her of?
I advised her that the weapon in discussion was now in his jacket pocket.
And that was your belief?
That was my belief.
Okay. You mentioned that you had been at recess. At recess, did you have an opportunity to see JT?
I did not.
Okay. According to your understanding at the time, what was the protocol for teachers or faculty members to follow when they believed there was some sort of crisis developing?
According to the Rich Neck Handbook, we were to report to our administrators.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Hearsay, talking about something in the handbook, it's not true.
Response.
Your Honor, I just asked if she knew it, and it is knowledge that she had. She's not reading from anything. She doesn't have the handbook, so she's just saying that she has that knowledge of the policy.
I will allow parents to overrule.
Ms. Kovac, I want to take you to
I'm back, Cindy.
the
Cindy
moment
says, back
on
up,
January
back up.
6th.
But what did we miss,
That a
Cindy? I was
gunshot-
trying to listen. I'm gonna back up. What did we miss, Cindy? Oh no, you're back, not back up. Okay.
Has happened. Do you recall that moment?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your first thought and what did you do?
My first thought was, he had that gun, he shot it, and I walked in that room. He
By-
needed me
By in that room,
in
you,
Abby's room, room 11.
okay,
He
And-
needed me.
okay, hold on. Let me walk you through it. When you walk into the room, what do you see?
Abby is to my left, and I see blood on her leg, so I know she was hit. To my right, the children are running out and screaming, going across the hall to the open door. And he was standing right in front of me, arms crossed, legs spread, and cocky.
Okay. At that stage, do you see a gun anywhere?
I do. It's on the left, my left, slightly under the reading table.
Did you go to Justice?
I went.
I'm
straight-
sorry, JT.
Mhm.
I
I went
apologize.
straight to him. He did not resist me. I took him by the wrist because I knew he shot left-handed. He's left-handed. I didn't want to ruin the gunpowder, watched enough shows. I took him to the front of the room. I sat in Abby's chair. I put him in between my legs and my arms, and I picked up and I called 911.
Okay. And then after,
Okay, I'm gonna rewind that because I want to hear her story of that again. I'm sorry, y'all know me. I mean, if there's anything y'all need to rehear, you just ask because I'll.
Going across the hall, Abby is to my left.
Okay.
I walk into the room, Abby is to my left, and I see blood on her leg, so I know she was hit. To my right, the children are running out and screaming, going across the hall to the open door. And he was standing right in front of me, arms crossed, legs spread, and cocky.
okay. At that stage, do you see a gun anywhere?
I do. It's on the left, my left, slightly under the reading table.
Did you go to Justice?
I went.
I'm
straight-
sorry, JT.
Mhm.
Ah.
I went straight to him. He did not resist me. I took him by the wrist because I knew he shot left-handed. He's left-handed. I didn't want to ruin the gunpowder, watched enough shows. I took him to the front of the room.
That was some
I sat in
smart-
Abby's chair. I put him in between my legs and my arms, and I picked up and I called 911.
Okay. And then after you did that,
Wow.
do police eventually arrive?
Eventually, it felt like eternity.
Yeah. So when they arrive, what position are you in? Are you still that same?
I'm still in that same position. So we were facing, like the phone is here, and we were facing as the police were coming in.
Okay. And as the police are coming in to the room, what is going on with JT? What is he doing?
We are going to object to relevance at this point. It's not relevant to these proceedings at this point. What happened after the gunshot?
It's relevant.
And whether Dr. Parker is guilty of anything, we've gone beyond what's relevant in this presentation.
Do y'all see the expression, Kathy Bates? Yeah. So do you see the expressions on her face? She's like pursing her lips and shaking her head. She wants to tell what was going on, and
Your Honor, the statute contemplates the event. I'm sorry, there couldn't be anything more relevant. The event of the shooting and its immediate aftermath is precisely what Dr. Parker is charged with. The effect of her omission is what we're hearing right now. And so this is the very circumstance. It is the immediate shooting and its aftermath, and its after effects for these children. And what she's describing is a present sense impression of something that is occurring as it's occurring.
So I will overrule the objection in terms of it's part of the incident and the immediate aftermath. Now the ongoing effects, there are going to be some limits on that. We can't talk about, I don't expect to talk about things more than 2 hours after this incident. Are you going past that?
Not with this witness, Judge, but with children and families that experienced ongoing effects from the neglect, but not with this witness.
And we'll take that up at a later point. But yes, you may continue with this witness. Objection ruled.
When police arrive, that's the part we're talking about.
Hey, Kim, how are you today? Okay. Yeah, I would allow her just to tell it and stop and do the questions if she gets to start. She wants to tell. She wants to tell so bad. So evidently she's sitting there holding him and holding his hand that's got the gunpowder on it and not letting him touch anything. And the cops arrive. And that's where we're at. Whoop. Wrong button.
What is JT doing?
He is in my arms, and they asked me if, I was okay, and if he was okay, and we were both okay. He became more agitated and cussing up a storm.
He's 6!
And eventually, he was just spewing cuss words.
He's-
Your Honor, I'm gonna again object to relevance here. And it's
Relevant?
also the fact that this testimony is really.
Y'all got me squirming.
More prejudicial to probative of any element of the offense.
Any response?
I think the court has already ruled on that.
We didn't talk about prejudicial versus probative. You want to respond to that portion of the objection? That's a new objection.
Sure. All of the Commonwealth's evidence is prejudicial by definition. The question is whether it is probative. Probative is another word for relevant. Dr. Parker is charged with neglect of children that caused a shooting, and the testimony is about the shooting and its immediate after effects while there is still a gun on the floor, while police are arriving. So it is relevant, it is probative, highly probative, and therefore admissible.
So to the two-part objection from the defense, the court overrules it. The first part I previously ruled, so I note your continuing objection. As to the second part, prejudicial versus probative, it has to be, I think, substantially outweighed according to the admissibility standards in this case. Therefore, I rule it. I'm going to allow the testimony. You may consider it.
Good.
Do you need him to repeat the question?
No.
Okay, you may finish your answer.
Okay, he was in my arms, he was getting agitated, he was cussing. I told him Mrs. Kovac does not like that language. He turned, gave me the finger, and then when I turned my head back, he punched me. My glasses went off, and I said that I was done, and I turned him over to the police.
Okay, and at that point, did you leave the room?
At that point, I did leave the room.
Okay, thank you. Now, Ms. Kovac,
No wonder she wanted to tell her story. I'd want to tell that. A 6-year-old. Y'all. I'm sorry, it's kissing his little butt whip. No. Cussing this woman and then turned around and punched her in her face and Y'all, stop it. Stop it. Kids don't need to.
if you know, were police wearing body cameras while they were in there that day?
I knew that the one police officer said that he had the body cam on and got the whole transaction and my assault on the body cam.
If I were to show you a still
Roll
picture
tape.
from that, would you be able to recognize yourself? And
Oh, I love
JT?
body cam.
Judge, I'm going to ask permission to show that to the witness at this time.
Okay, he's going to show a picture, but I want to see the whole damn video. I want to see. I'm this punk ass kid. I'm sorry. I'm mad now.
And you're approaching the witness stand, and you're going to display it on the television.
First, I'm going to show it to defense counsel, then approach the witness stand until I've laid a foundation to show it.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
You may.
Oh, make my day. Show the whole body cam.
Just going to ask you to take a look at that. Can you see it clearly?
Yes.
I'm going to return and ask.
Yeah, Cindy.
Ms. Kovac, having had a chance to look at that still frame, does it depict you in the exact setting and circumstances that you've just testified to?
Yes.
Does it appear to you to be a fair and accurate representation as a still of a moment of that interaction you just described?
Yes.
All right. Judge, I am going to move to admit this into evidence as Commonwealth's one. It is a video that is approximately 2 minutes and 51
We
seconds.
get to watch a video,
It
y'all.
depicts the things about
Y'all
which
know
she
me
is
and my
suspect.
videos. I love videos. I know. Okay, stop. Let me say this. I know it's probably a horrific video, but y'all know Rubber Ramada reviews. I love body cam videos. That is my jam. That is my shit. I love watching videos. Okay, so whew, don't take that as me being ugly and I get excited. I know this, she's probably gonna get hurt, but y'all, come on. I like videos. I like evidence. I like facts. I want to see it for myself. Kind of like when I went to the White House. There's really a White House. I saw it. I went there. I stood and touched the fence. It's really there. You know, I went and saw Statue of Liberty. It's really there. There's really a statue in the middle of the water. It's not just something I've seen on TV. So, yeah, okay. I got to see things to believe them.
She's not showing video. She was showing effectively a picture that showed her sitting with this child in her arms. There's no way, based on that, just seeing a picture, that she can properly authenticate that video. So what we need to do is exclude the jury, let her see the video, and then she can testify that what that video portrays accurately describes what her did. Right now, just based on a picture that doesn't authenticate, effectively it's a bit, doesn't authenticate the video.
Oh, he want. I know what he's doing.
I believe the video is cumulative.
Y'all know what he's wanting to do. He's wanting to get a video. Yeah, the video, somebody to come in and say, he wants the cop to come in and say, yes, it is his video from his body cam. And then they can go back to her and she can say, yes, that's me in that video. I see where he's going. All right. I see you, sir.
And again, it's just shown to prejudice Dr. Parker. Is the prejudicial value substantially outweighs any probative value that a video of the interaction would have.
I'll address the first one. It sounds like it's an authentication objection. I was hoping we would avoid sending the jury out, but counsel is right. If we, to authenticate the video, I need to show her the video and let her authenticate it. So.
Okay, yes, because you said it's still photographed.
That's right.
Now we're talking about 2 minutes and 51 seconds. But I mean, if you could just play it without the volume, if that's adequate, I don't know, then she can just watch it right there in the witness stand. Before we publish it.
Yes, without the audio for her purposes.
But yes, if that's sufficient for authentication, and again, I don't know, I haven't seen it.
That's sufficient for me.
Okay.
I don't know.
And then what was the second objection, prejudicial versus probative?
And cumulative, Your Honor.
And say, I didn't hear you.
Cumulative.
Okay, so I overrule on both of those, and Mr. Jenkins, are you able to play it?
Yes, Your Honor.
We will end with him today because, you know, we all need a little lemon pound cake before the end of our day.
Okay, Mr. Rogers, I don't have a microphone, I don't know what we can do, if they still can't hear you.
Nobody ever has trouble hearing me.
Damn it, it's blanked out, so I don't know. Okay, he's going to show her this video, so let's.
Should she be able to state that it's about to get it?
Okay. And they're not going to show us the video. That's what I was afraid of. Damn it. Maybe they are. We're trying to zoom to it, guys. Give me a minute.
On the modified schedule in county, then we do.
Shut up,
A
Southern.
lot of experience in the school system. How long? Okay.
Okay. So she watched the video. Okay. Here we go. Cross now. They watched the video and that was it. They didn't tell us nothing. I'm going to buy a lemon pound cake. Matter of fact, let's Or we could put that in our Walmart dish. Walmart dish, our Walmart basket.
Okay. Name is Amy Kovac,
Yes,
and I believe you testified that you have been a reading specialist for 16 years,
13.
13 years. And how long have you actually been?
I know. I want to see it
33
too.
years.
A lot of experience in the school system.
Correct.
Is that entire time with Newport News City Schools?
No, the first 10 years were in Queen County. I've been with Newport News for 23 years.
Okay. All right. And would you agree that you had actually spent a lot of time with JT prior to this incident?
On the modified schedule, yes, so from October through January.
So you were used to his ups and downs, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. He had good days?
Yes, with me.
Okay. And obviously, even prior to this day, he had some bad days.
Correct.
Would you agree that the Wednesday prior, just immediately prior, he had a bad day?
Correct.
Were you there to see and observe his behavior on Wednesday
In the
Wow.
classroom,
after the classroom incident?
I was in the office when he was brought up.
Okay. All right. And are you aware who brought him up?
Mr. Rawls,
Okay. All right. Do you know why he was brought up?
I do, Cindy.
he didn't tell me then. I called for the buses at that point.
Okay. But you knew there was an incident in the classroom, that he was brought out of the classroom? Is that correct?
I knew that he was in an incident and was carried to the office.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. All right. So would you agree that it's the teacher's responsibility, primary responsibility, to make sure that the students in their classrooms are safe and protected from any harm?
It is the teacher's responsibility to teach the children, to have a schedule for the children, and to handle disruptive behavior, not excessive behavior, is my understanding.
Quit.
Okay. So you would agree that if there's a
Lola,
disruptive student in the
back.
classroom, the teacher has the authority to remove that child from the classroom?
She can usually call for help. That's what I would do.
So you're saying no, a teacher cannot remove a student from the classroom for disruptive behavior?
I mean, to another classroom, it just depends on what the classroom plan is and the school's rules are.
So yes or no?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. All right. Have you ever removed a student from a classroom for disruptive behavior?
In my classroom as a general ed teacher
Sure.
or as a reading specialist?
A general ed teacher.
Yes, I've moved them to another classroom.
Okay. All right. You would also agree that a teacher has the ability, if a student is disruptive, to take them down to the administrative office.
If there's someone to watch their class if needed.
All right. So obviously, you don't want to assign any blame or responsibility for the classroom teacher for JT's behavior on that day. Is that correct?
Objection. This calls for speculation, is an opinion about whether she wants to assign something to someone.
I'll let the court rule on it.
Overrule is cross-examination, he's allowed to forward back to witnesses.
It's not my place. I mean, I don't know it. I can't think for somebody else. I can only think for myself.
Okay. All right. So let's start when you first became aware that there may be a problem with JT.
Right, Cindy?
I believe it was the incident with the two young girls. Is that correct?
For that day?
For that day.
No, that was not the first time.
Okay. What was the first time that you had any kind of indication that JT was having a bad day?
When Ms. Warner came in to report that he had been acting up in the lunchroom, and she was reporting to Ms. Parker, myself and Ms. Harris were in there because it was testing. We had just returned our tickets. Dr. Parker did not look up at her, did not acknowledge her.
Okay. You did not observe this behavior yourself. This was just something.
I did observe that behavior.
What observed? What?
Not just his behavior.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
Shh,
JT.
don't say his name.
But Dr. Parker and Addie's behavior, I did observe.
Okay. All right. And then you had the encounter with the two young girls. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And so
Southern.
it sounds like, based on your testimony during direct examination, that I'm sorry, that you believe the girl's assertion that JT had a gun. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So obviously, if JT had a gun, then he presented a danger to the students in his classroom. Is that correct?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. All right. So you went to investigate that. Is that correct?
I walked into that classroom
All right.
to speak with him
With the belief that he had a gun. Is that correct?
with the belief that there was a possible weapon.
Okay. All right. And so, and you observed that he was acting off. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You, along with his teacher, had the authority to remove him from the classroom. Isn't that correct?
We had already told her that
I'm talking about your authority. You had the authority, along with Miss Zwerner.
I don't know.
Okay.
Ooh, she got you heard that snap? I remember.
Even with you indicating that
Enough,
you
Lo.
believe that he had a gun,
That's enough.
you spent some time with him, and then you left him in the classroom, even though you believe that he had possessed a gun. Is that correct?
I left the classroom to report as required by my school.
If a student had a gun, don't you believe it's required that you separate that student from the other students so he doesn't present a danger of harm to those students?
Objection's been asked and answered 3 times.
I like her. I told y'all there was something about her I was already liking.
Clearly indicates what her responsibilities are regarding the safety of the children.
Ask one last time.
She says, I figured this
For the
shit out.
safety of the children, I did not remove him at that point.
All right. So then you said that you actually spent some time on the playground when JT was with his classmates. Is that correct?
I went out to the playground, did not spend time. I was testing and had to get back.
But you believe that he had a gun on the playground. Isn't that correct?
I'm not sure what kind of gun, I'm not sure what kind of weapon. I had not seen it myself. I only heard the reports and I reported as required
But you said you believed it was a gun. Is that correct?
because the girls reported.
And you believed them.
Any report of a weapon in a school, I'm reporting, and I did.
All right.
He is.
More than once.
Is there a possibility
Maybe
that
not
you
enough.
thought it was a toy gun versus a real gun?
My personal thoughts are my personal thoughts, so
Did you express to anybody that you thought it was probably a toy and not a real gun?
yes, after the incident, the police have it on police cam.
Oh.
That was my thoughts while I was in shock.
Okay. So you believe there was a real gun, and then you left the other
I
student.
did not know if it was real gun or not. When I was
Go lay down.
So you didn't believe that he had a gun.
Objection, Your Honor. He's misstating her testimony over and over within his question.
Response, Ms. Rogers.
Your Honor,
Go lay down.
she's trying to have it both ways. She indicated on direct examination that she believed he had a gun. Now that I am assigning her responsibility to her, she's trying to say that, well, I don't know. What I believed at the time, she's acknowledged that she did tell somebody that there was a toy gun. So I'm just trying to narrow down whether or not she believed it was a gun or not.
Okay, your objection, flushing that out is what, Mr. Jenkins?
It's that she has already said the answer. She has already said that it could have been any kind of gun she didn't know. And he keeps restating her testimony differently than that. He keeps saying, you believed it was a gun. And she keeps saying, I didn't know if it was a gun.
Well, I think he switched to her stating something different purportedly on the body cam that now it's a toy gun. And
Right, Cindy?
Cross-examination, vigorous cross-examination is fundamental of our justice system. So overruled, we make a statement, Mr. Rogers.
Your Honor, may I address one other issue?
Yes.
I'm hearing in the courtroom gallery commentary coming over my right shoulder. I just think the gallery needs to be informed
Get
that
the-
they're not
Okay,
speaking.
and I can do that. And I heard something, I just couldn't tell the direction.
Get the
I need absolute silence from participants in the courtroom.
Y'all being messy bitches in that gallery. Y'all being messy bitches talking over there behind that defendant. Ooh, doggies. Y'all, come on. Look, Southern. You think unicorns poop Skittles, but I've never seen it. Right? Okay, so I'm badgering that witness. And you know what? This little little Miss Amy Kovac, she done picked up on this man's shit and she is throwing it back at him like a monkey in a zoo. She says, "No, sir, you not pooping in my cage. I'm throwing it at you." I'm telling y'all, I've lost my shit with this man already. She's like, "No, you're not gonna throw shit at me." And whoo, she's got this figured out now. All right.
We cannot comment, we cannot
Whew.
bolster, we cannot suggest our opinions in any way, and please govern yourselves accordingly. This is an open public proceeding, but if people are disruptive, they will be asked to leave. Comments are considered disruptive, and I can close this courtroom.
Oh, ma'am, y'all behave out there. Don't let her close this courtroom.
And I think the sheriff will start keeping an eye out for that when he was.
Y'all tell them.
If anybody making noise, please escort them out. Thank you. All right, please proceed.
Yes, sir. Escort him out because you're not taking the. I want to watch this trial. And then, bitch, I will. Where's this at? Virginia? Y'all, I will fucking buy me a plane ticket. I'll go to Virginia and I'm gonna have a talk with somebody. They better behave in that courtroom. I want to watch this whole damn trial. Woo.
So it sounds like now you're saying that you weren't sure if he possessed a firearm. Is that correct?
What I'm saying is, the girls reported that there was a gun,
And you believe them?
and I,
Objection, Judge.
Yeah, let her finish her response.
I agree, Kim.
I acted on the report. Children were 6 years old, first grade. I acted on the report. I went to see what was going on with him. I did not look in the bag. I did not touch the bag. I was in the room. When I left the room, I went and reported to my administrator.
Did you leave that?
Are you finished your response? Yeah. Okay, next question.
Did you
He's not gonna say, did you leave that bag in there with all them children? Please tell me that's not what he's fixing to ask.
leave that room believing that there was a gun?
I left that room believing that there was something in that bag.
Oh,
Something
shit.
that potentially presented a threat of harm to those children.
This is ask and answer, Mr. Rogers.
Asked and answered. Thank you.
All right. And then let's talk about the playground. Same thing, right? You knew that JT was out on the playground. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. You said that you didn't visually see him yourself, but you knew he was present. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. He was out there with his classmates. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Miss Zwerner, his teacher, was out there. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Okay. There was nothing that prevented you or Miss Zwerner on that playground to separate JT from the rest of his classmates. Isn't that correct?
No.
All right. So you said that you searched his backpack. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. After you searched his backpack, did that dispel any fears that you may have had that he possessed a firearm?
No.
Okay. So you continued to think that he potentially had a firearm. Is that correct?
Something. He had some kind of weapon.
When you say some kind of weapon, are we talking?
We're still talking gun because that's what the girls reported. I did not know what was in that.
So
Ma'am,
you're holding
ma'am,
up the possibility?
let him
that
ask
it's
the
a toy
question.
Gun.
I'm not sure what it was.
Yes or no?
It could have been, yes.
All right. So if it was a toy gun,
We still report and we still investigate.
I got you, but it's not a toy gun is not a threat of harm to the children. Isn't that correct?
If there is a report, it is required by the state that you report.
Do you
And
understand
I
my
did
question?
report. I do understand your question.
Okay. Does it?
hold on.
Good God. Woo. Woo.
So the objection would be non-responsive,
Woo.
because she did not answer your question, she answered a different question. Can you repeat your last question, Mr. Rogers?
Cindy already watched this, didn't you? Damn it.
Do you believe that a toy gun presents a threat of harm to those students?
It wasn't in there. Remember, he had already taken it out. It was in his pocket. Remember? He took it out and he put it in his pocket because he knew that he had heard she was going to search it. So he took care of that before she searched it. So, whew, good Lord. Okay. We're going to back up just a second.
We're just gonna lower the temperature in the room.
We're going to lower the
So
temperature.
objection would be non-responsive.
Non-responsive.
She did not answer your question, she answered a different question. Can you repeat your last question, Mr. Rogers?
Do you believe that a toy gun presents a threat of harm to those students?
He couldn't. Yes, yes, it could.
Okay, explain. How in the world a toy gun could present
A
a...
BB gun, a water gun.
I said,
any kind.
my question was...
Objection.
She answered the question, what's the next question?
Okay. So you consider a BB gun as a toy gun, is that correct?
It's a gun. You report for any type of weapon. I reported it.
All right.
Okay, it could be a Nerf gun. It could poke somebody's eye out with a Nerf gun. You know, it could be a water gun. Somebody could be, let me be the smart ass here, allergic to water. And, you know, I mean, come on, anything can be, anything can be dangerous when it comes to that. Even if it was a toy, and like I said, the toy guns, remember, and they're black and they had the little orange tip. Well, you know, I know assholes that took the orange tip and painted them black with nail polish just to be sassy punks back in the day. So anything could be possible. Oh, this guy, we will end with Afro Man because we're all going to need lemon pound cake because I'm thinking pound. Right.
When the, just going back a little bit, when the girls made this report to you, did you take them down to the office to speak to administration?
I did not.
All right. Do you think it may have been important to take them down to the office to?
I did the actions that I did in that day, and I cannot look in retrospect.
Okay.
Get it, girl. Y'all
Who
heard
gave you
that?
the authority to check the backpack?
According to the crisis plan,
Did y'all hear what she said? I did my actions that day and I don't regret it. Is that what she said? I got to hear her say that one more
I
time.
cannot look in retrospect.
Take them down to the office to?
I did the actions that I did in that day, and I cannot look in retrospect.
I did the actions that day and I cannot look in retrospect. You go, mama. I like her. I like her. And y'all, it's been so long since I've done trials. I'm like freaking out over here. I mean, you know, and I appreciate you all hanging with me. And I'm trying not to pause and talk so much because y'all know I'm a talker, right? A water gun could get sported water, could get on the floor, kids slip, bust their head open, right? Anything. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something funny. I can't get water in my ears. I cannot get water in my ears because I get an ear infection. And that was one of the most traumatic things as a kid. We were running around playing water guns and somebody shot that water gun in my ear. And I ended up had to go back and have the tubes put in my damn ears again because of ear infections. So that's why I say allergic to water. It was a joke, but seriously, if I get water inside my ears, I get ear infections. So I have to be very cautious of what I use inside my ears. It's just a thing. That's why I hate wearing these headphones because it's a fear. So that's what I'm saying. Anything could happen. Anything can happen. That's why I was, anyways.
Okay.
Cindy.
Who gave you the authority to check the backpack?
According to the crisis plan, we are allowed to. We just cannot check your.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim.
Okay. So did Dr. Parker give you the authority to check the book bag?
She acknowledged when she heard that I was going to do it. She could have gotten up and done it herself if she wanted to.
Okay. So let's talk about, you said you're a part of the crisis, is it crisis management team?
I'm not part of the crisis management plan. I said in the crisis plan.
Are you?
The district holds.
So you're not a part of the crisis management team or any kind of crisis team at the school?
No, I am the reading specialist, and if the principal and administration gives me another duty, then I do that.
Okay. But nobody told you,
Okay.
Dr. Parker or otherwise, that you did not have the authority to remove JT from the classroom. Is that correct?
Okay, but my smart ass comment to that is because she said, I just do what they tell me. I'm thinking, okay, that's like the sheriff um being the coroner and the medical examiner and the postal service director. So, yeah. I mean, come on, ma'am.
You know,
Exactly, Cindy. Everybody's part of a crisis plan.
When the police arrived and you were holding JT, were there any students in the classroom?
no.
Okay.
She's
At
in the
what point did the
office.
students leave the classroom?
When I was walking in,
Oh.
they were coming out.
So by the time that you
I thought she went to a separate
took-
office area.
took a hold of JT and sat down with him, there were no students in the
There were
classroom.
students in the room.
Can I have a moment?
Yeah, I thought she took him to an office and sat with him. I didn't realize she went to a whole classroom.
After the firing of the firearm by JT, one of the steps that you took was to call the police. Is that correct?
Once I had a hold of it, yes.
Okay. So that phone was readily available to contact the police?
It was her school office, her school phone.
Okay. Were there also walkie-talkies that could be used to communicate with administration?
There is, but I did not have my phone or my walkie because of testing had just finished. And state testing, we do not have that. So I had none of those.
But you did have the classroom phone that you could have easily called down to the administrative office. Isn't that correct?
After the shooting, I did call. I was busy the whole time.
All right. So before then, you
Oh,
took no
snarky
steps to
mama.
call the police. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you. Okay. So, but you did communicate with administration face to face. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right.
Several times.
After the incident, did you have communications with Dr. Parker?
Yes.
Okay. You understood that she was very upset about the things that occurred on that day. Is that correct?
Well, first of all, I was in shock that day. I did speak to her. We were considered work friends. So I checked in on her. I asked her if she called her husband. I asked her if I could use her phone to call my husband.
Okay. And you indicated to her that the events that had occurred on that day were.
Okay, I'm gonna pause just to say, Teresa, thank you, love. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We were talking about emojis earlier. I want some damn emojis. We need some buckle ups. We need some hammers we can throw at people for judgment. Gavels, not hammers. I said hammers. Gavels. I said hammers. I mean, we're going all out true crime. I am so tired of all the drama on the streets of YouTube. I'm busting true crime, and that's all we're going to do over here, guys. So if you're looking for good true crime, you can come hang out in the pond because this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Look, we even got company. Come here. Oh, nope, she took off. She's seen something. But anyways, thank you for being here. And Teresa, I so appreciate you for that. You go, girl.
Objection, hearsay.
Oh,
Okay, so go answer, finish your entire question, and then I'll move on to the next.
You indicated to her by some communications, by text or in person, that you believe that the events that occurred on that day were not foreseeable. Is that correct?
Okay, and hold on, that's where I'm going. Okay, and your objection is what, you flushed out a little bit more, Mr. Chairman.
So he's asking about an out-of-court statement offered for the truth of the matter. He's asking about the out-of-court statement that she said to Dr. Parker. So, and it's here's
Response.
I'll submit it to the court.
So, suspend. All right, so, do not answer. Next question, again.
Sir, don't tap on that table. Stop it.
Okay. And so just briefly going back to the backpack. So
The backpack.
you
Sorry, I totally went Dora the Explorer on that. Backpack. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm squirreling.
searched it, didn't find anything that you believe presented a danger. Is that correct?
Not at the time, correct? Yep.
Okay. Did you observe at all JT on the playground? Did you observe what he was wearing? You know, anything
No.
that he may have had in his pockets?
No.
Your Honor, I'm going to check with my co-counsel one more time. You know,
Oh, we're passing notes. Did y'all see that? Sheriff passed a note. Bark warning. Sorry, guys. No, go play. Go play.
when you asked JT to search, to let you look into his backpack, and he said no, was that alarming to you?
I mean, his actions were alarming to me.
Okay, but
Words that come out of his mouth, it's hot and cold every day.
so you're saying you didn't take that seriously?
I took it seriously because I reported 3 times to the administrator.
Okay, but not seriously enough to say, let's take JT to the office, or let's get his classmates out of this classroom, because I think that.
Objection asked and answered.
Talking about the backpack now, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
All right. So not enough to take JT's classmates out of that room for any potential harm.
I did not know what his next actions would have been at that moment, and to keep the children safe if there was something, because a weapon had been reported and no administrator did actions.
Okay, so you could have taken some steps to keep them safe.
I did, as what I could at that time.
Okay, so that's all you could have done is reported to the administration. You couldn't have taken JT out of the classroom. You couldn't have taken the students out of the classroom.
In retrospect,
Compound question.
That's all the questions I have.
Let me be that bitch.
No, Your
Compound
Honor.
question.
And this witness.
And
status,
repeating.
In terms of being sequestered, excused.
I would request the same with all of our witnesses. I'm asking that she remain sequestered, but be able to.
Okay, so they're gonna let her go for the day, but remain
We
sequestered.
Certainly,
And the new guy coming.
we could do, I think, very quickly.
Okay, who would you like to call, please?
Deputy Blythe,
Blythe?
B-L-Y-T-H.
Okay,
Deputy Blythe,
please, thank you.
right? That's what I'm saying, Hannah.
Get sworn in.
Uh-oh, this is gonna be another one of those straight shooters, not gonna take no shit guys. I see it coming by the way he was walking. Reason I say that, he reminded me of the way my daddy walks. And we're on regular speed. I don't have this sped up. So, okay, let's roll.
Do you swear affirmatively? Watch your step. Counsel.
Good afternoon, sir. Please tell us your name.
My name is Thomas Blythe. I'm a retired deputy from Newport News Sheriff's Office.
And were you working as a deputy on January 6, 2023?
I was.
And on that day, did you have occasion to go to Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News?
I did. I responded to a radio call of an active shooter at the school.
All right. And did you go to the school?
Yes.
And what did you do when you arrived?
Pulled up in front of the school. Deputy Briggs about a half second behind me. We went to the door, tried to get in, but the intercom wouldn't work at the door. There was nobody to meet us. Everything was locked up. We were joined by a couple of Newport News police officers. All four of us pounding on the windows, yelling, trying to get somebody to open the door for us.
Okay. Did you observe an intercom system of sorts on the door on the outside?
There was an intercom on the door. It didn't appear to be working, or at least nobody was answering it.
Okay. Eventually, does someone let you in?
Comedy in the chaos. Hold, please.
Paul, can you help me out? I need to shoot over to the bank for a minute. There's a few kids inside just finishing up their games. Could you close up the arcade for me?
Yeah, sure, no problem, Mr. Ferguson.
Hey, you okay? You seem a little down.
I'm fine.
You know, video game. I'd cheer you right up.
All right.
In the door?
After about a minute, it was I think it was a janitorial staff.
Okay.
Comedy in the chaos. Sorry.
And roughly how long were you out there prior to a janitorial staff opening the door?
I think by body camera was about a minute, maybe a minute and a half.
Okay.
Felt like we turned.
Yeah. Were you armed and willing to go in and confront?
Full uniform, armed, responding to what we thought was an active shooter.
All right, thank you. I don't have any further questions for you. Please answer any from defense counsel.
No question, Joe.
Oh.
Does Detective Blythe need to remain?
No, I actually, if there's no objection, I think he could be released. Yes, so we would like to release him from recall.
Okay, to confirm defense position.
No objection to him being released.
Okay, so thank you, Detective, for your testimony. And being released means you are welcome to stay in the courtroom or you may leave.
Okay, we're releasing him. Freaking, guess what? With the zoom, let's go. Next. Bring her. Zoom, come on.
Be sworn in.
Yes, she swears. All right, tell us your name, ma'am.
Okay, you may adjust my phone.
Good afternoon.
Blart
Could you
had
please tell us
nothing,
your
right? Look, guess what?
And Ms. Foster,
Sorry, it was no different than the short we saw. He had nothing. Go. There's a video arcade, y'all go. Videos and arcades. I'm sorry, y'all. I know we have to have comedy to get through some of this traumatic shit, you know, and that was one thing that I remember when we used to do trials was we try to bring a little bit of comedy to the chaos because she got the rolling eyeball. Stop. Okay, you know, I mean, this can be so hard. It can be traumatic. It can be emotional, but it's things we want to watch, you know? I want to know. So we have to, or I have to put a little comedy in it. So here I am. Pass me around, throw my name out there. I don't go into chats and promote myself. I don't go on panels and promote myself. I'm me. If you catch me, it's because you found me through somebody or in the algorithm, or you see me in a chat and Googled my name. I've never pushed myself. So, and exactly, that's always been part of Rubber Ramada. Rubber Ramada, comedy in the chaos, because we have to keep our sanity somehow. So anyways, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, hit the crooked one. Hit the crooked one, which is usually in the up position.
back in January of 2023, how were you employed? Okay, I'm going to ask you to speak up a little bit. It can be kind of hard to hear. Did you say that you were did you repeat?
Yes, and I was employed with Newport News Public Schools as a principal.
Okay, and what school were you a principal at?
Richmond Elementary.
Okay. Ms. Foster, if you know, had your school at Rich Neck Elementary adopted a crisis and emergency management plan.
Yes.
And if I were to show you the plan, would you recognize it?
Yes.
Okay, Judge, may I approach?
You may.
Yes. Can I approach?
You may.
Just take a look at that document there, and I'll ask you some questions about it. You don't have to say anything about it at this point.
John, I'm getting ahead of this. If they're going to try to say anything out of that document, for another service,
Understood that that's coming. And when it comes right, I'll be ready to hear this.
I apologize. The dogs are playing. I'm so sorry. I know y'all are hearing really weird noise. No, he's not. They're playing in the bed. It's the two of them. And she's not crying. I promise y'all. She's not crying. They do this. I have a video of them of you know what? Just real quick. We're gonna squirrel. We're gonna squirrel because here, I think I have it right here. Let's see. Let's see, download. There you go. Save. Open. Okay, hang on. I'm going to show y'all this video, okay? It's something I don't usually share, but hang on. I'm going to show y'all. Okay, here we go. Okay, these are the babies, and this is what you're hearing. Don't chew on his ear. That's what y'all hear. Those are my babies. So, thank you for letting me share that. I know. Thank you for letting me share that. I don't do a lot. It is in the Discord under the pets and animals, that video. I don't, they're just my babies. And that's what they're doing, is they're playing.
So just let me know when you've had enough time to look at that document.
All right, she's looking at a document. We're fast forwarding. Oh yeah, Southern.
Copy of the Rich Neck crisis management plan as you remember it.
I cannot answer that in full, but I remember that it's a very accurate representation.
Understood. I'll take it back. At the time that you were working on January 6th of 2023, were you aware of the crisis management plan? Okay. And what was the purpose of having a crisis management plan at all?
We're just required to, every school is required to have one.
Okay. Was it your intention that you would follow the crisis management plan in a crisis?
Yes.
Okay. I want to take your attention then to January 6th of 2023. On that day, was there a crisis incident that occurred at the school?
Yes.
Okay. And
She seems a little
what was that
intimidated right
in
now.
brief?
Later that
A little
afternoon, I
scared.
found out that there was a student, it was reported that a student had a weapon.
Okay. At any point, was there a critical incident that required police to show up?
Would you mind clarifying what you mean?
Right, Cindy, that's a lot. I mean,
Did something huge
From
happen
front to
on
back?
January 6th of 2023? That's the whole reason we're here?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that?
That a student shot his teacher.
Yes. So I want to ask you, prior to that moment, the moment of the shooting,
Yes.
had anyone,
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm going to object to her response to the question that she actually observed the incident. I don't think that she was present when that occurred, so she can testify to what she observed. She has made a conclusion that I don't think she can really testify to.
Response.
oh,
Judge, it's the incident for which we are here. She's the principal of the school. She knows what happened at the school that day. I'm just trying to orient her in time so that I can ask a question.
So our rule is receiving that posture as
snap,
to
snap,
why are we
snap.
for today, and it's differentiating for today. Not that she observed it or anything
Yes.
further than that without further questions in the testimony.
Thank
So
you.
what's your next question?
Prior to that event occurring at your school, did anyone tell you that JT or anyone that there was a weapon on campus?
Yeah.
Any hint from anyone that there was a weapon on your campus prior to that?
Yeah.
Roughly how many students attended Rich Neck at that time? And I don't mean on that day, but just the total number of students that would have been in the school. And you can give us an estimate.
I truly not recall, but if I had to give you a number, maybe 500.
Okay. I want to talk to you about a student named JT. Are you familiar with who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. We're not using any student names at all. So any students that you mention, please don't use their name. Had you personally, prior to the incident on January 6th, so earlier that year, had you personally had any issues with JT's behavior that you saw?
Yes.
Exactly, no, that's your
Okay, what's the objection? I didn't hear you.
honor. No, that's your honor.
Right. Okay, response?
If she handled a discipline issue with JT that the defendant knows about, then it's relevant, as all of those are.
We've allowed those in previously, so I'll allow this in to be consistent. So you may proceed. You can answer the question. Do you need him to repeat the question? Yes, please.
So the question was, in the time before, the days before the shooting, had you personally been aware or observed behavior of JT that was a discipline issue?
Yes.
And could you just describe that?
To my memory, earlier that week, there was a situation that took place between him and his first grade teacher involving her cell phone.
Okay, and did that situation come to you?
Yes.
And who appeared to you to inform you?
I think it was two people that came to me. I don't remember if it was his teacher.
Okay.
I'm sitting here trying to think back exactly how I knew about it, but I remember calling his mother that evening.
Okay. So as a result of that incident, you did contact his mother?
Yes.
Okay. Any other specific instances, discipline-wise, of JT that year that you remember? If you don't remember, that's fine to say that.
Not in detail, but there were other incidents that took place.
Okay. If you know, did the school attempt to do anything to try to moderate that behavior?
Yes.
And what was it that the school did to attempt to control the behavior?
I don't remember the name of the process that was in place. However, they met, it was a scheduled number of, like, let's say, weeks or throughout the month where they would meet with the teacher, assistant principal, parent, and Ms. Kovac to go over his progress, academics, behaviors, and plan, essentially progress monitoring how he was doing it in school.
Okay. And I just have one last question for you. Is it true that you were working at the school hand in hand with Dr. Ebony Parker?
Yes.
Okay. And is Dr. Parker in the courtroom right now?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please just describe what she's wearing and identify her for the judge or point her out?
Yes. She has brown and black hair. If I'm mistaken, she has some blue.
And does medical recognize she's identified the defendant?
So no.
Thank you. I have no further questions for you. Please answer any questions of defense counsel.
Thank you. Yes.
Good afternoon. How are you? Just a few questions. There was a crisis management plan in place. Is that correct?
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm sorry. So there was a crisis management plan in place. Is that correct?
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay. And if there were any type of crisis at the school, had you instructed any of the teachers or staff not to come to you with that crisis?
No.
Okay. Was it the policy of your school for staff members to bring problems to Dr. Parker and if whatever she said goes, or were you ultimately responsible for the safety of the students at your school?
To my knowledge, this is joint. In my previous positions, it's hard to say, like, ultimately I am as a principal, yes.
Okay. So would you expect your staff members, if they weren't satisfied with whatever was brought to the assistant principal, that they should bring whatever that crisis or problem to you?
Yes.
Okay. Did that occur on January 6th of 2023?
No.
Could any teacher who had a disruptive student in their class, could they have brought that student to the administrative office?
Yes.
Okay. Would you expect them to bring that student to the administrative office?
Yes.
If any teacher or staff member had the belief that there was a firearm possessed by a student, would you agree that that student should be separated from the rest of his classmates?
Yes.
Would you also agree that law enforcement should be immediately notified?
Yes.
Before the shooting, as far as you know, did any of those steps take place?
To my knowledge, no.
Can I have a moment, Your Honor? Your Honor, that's all the questions I have.
Thank you. Any three direct?
Briefly, Judge.
So on January 6th, during that day, what were you doing and where were you in the school?
Do you know the timeline of the whole thing?
As much as you remember,
You know, she doesn't want to say anything. No, Lola, I'm okay. I've been too quiet for so long. See, Lola knows I'm never quiet. So here, she doesn't want to say anything. She's trying to really watch what she says. She doesn't want to give any more information than she has to.
fair enough. If you don't remember, you can say you don't remember. But just as much as you remember, where were you and what were you doing that day?
That day we had some interviews in the morning. I subbed for a gave teacher a break so she could handle lunch for herself, personal lunchtime.
Now, when you were doing the interviews, where would you have been in the school?
The main office in my
In your office, okay. And then the second thing you said you did was what again?
relieving teachers so she could have a lunch break.
So that would have been in a classroom?
Yes.
Okay. Then what?
Ooh, he got loud all of a sudden.
Then I remember we had a family and military life meeting with the new partnership that we were forming
Okay. Where did that occur?
in our conference room.
Okay.
And then after that, during that meeting, I remember emailing our lead custodian to ask about, I think I walked through email our lead custodian, maybe Dr. Parker asking about space, if they wanted to know about space, and I couldn't remember off the top of my head really good with them. And then after that meeting was over, Dr. Parker and our lead custodian came to my office, in addition to two students who were waiting to speak with me, came to my office.
Okay. And while you're in your office, what's the first signal you get that something is wrong?
I think the words I heard were, he has a gun, or she's been shot.
Okay.
And then
What did you do?
from there, I slammed my door and I took the two students who were in my office and everyone else, and I shoved them into the bathroom and tried to barricade them in. I called my direct supervisor and 911, and we were telling everyone in the bathroom that I'm going out. And I remember someone saying, "You can't." I have to. And then when I went out, Dr. Zwerner, Miss Zwerner was on the ground and there were staff. And I remember saying, like, please put the school on lockdown. And Miss O looked up. I looked up and Miss O said she had already put the school on lockdown.
All right. Thank you. I don't have anything further for you.
Your Honor, I don't have any follow-up.
Thank you. And the status of this witness.
I would ask that she be constructively sequestered and subject to recall.
No objection to that, ma'am.
So, Ms. Foster.
Okay. They go on a break. Whew. She didn't tell us much of anything we already didn't know, you know. I mean, not that she really would, but.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Bring the jury back. Ooh. We got to adjust, guys. I set too small. I'm going to eat me a couple more of my cheese balls that I have left. So I'm going to turn my camera off and eat my cheese balls. Because y'all don't even see me eating. She really didn't. She was another blart, huh?
And if you stand in front of Madam Clerk and be sworn.
Give us the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Watch it, step up.
Good afternoon. Would you please tell us your name?
I'm sorry,
Could you please tell us your name?
LaWanda Sample Russ.
Thank you, Ms. Sample Rusk. We have a court reporter taking everything down today. Would you mind spelling your last name for us?
SAMPLE-RUSK.
Thank you. I want to remind you that during your testimony today, we're not saying the names of any children, only using initials. If we need to
Except for
refer to
me
them,
as the
including
prosecutor.
your own grandchildren or children, we'll only use initials or refer to them as your grandchildren, if anything. Okay?
Right.
Let me ask you, Ms. Sample Rusk, on January 6th of 2023, did you go to Rich Neck Elementary?
Yes, I did.
And what was the reason that you went there?
I went to Rich Neck to pick up one of my grandsons.
Okay.
Oh, this is
And
grandma.
you have how many grandsons that attended Rich Neck at the time?
2.
Okay. And when you got to Rich Neck, did you go into the office area?
I shouldn't automatically assume that that was her grandson. I'm sorry. I take that back. Let's listen. Let's not judge. I'm sorry.
Yes, I did.
And if you remember, who was in there when you first arrived?
When I entered the office, it was the 2 receptionist secretaries. And there was a student sitting to the right when I got in the office.
Okay. Do you know the names of either of the secretaries?
I believe one was a substitute there because the other was on vacation. I'm not sure. But
So she's picking up her grandson who was probably not
Miss O.
the shooter.
yes,
Okay.
I think it's
Right.
That's okay.
Stop jumping the gun, Sheila.
Thank you.
We always call him Miss O because that's what my boys call him.
Okay. Now, while you were there in the office, did something happen that took you by surprise?
Yes.
Can you just tell us what it was, what you saw happen?
I was in the office for a little lengthy time because I was speaking with the receptionist. We were talking about cruises and different things. I'm sorry.
You can take a minute, take a deep breath. It's all right.
Oh, bless her. She's emotional. Oh, see, I want to hug her.
And then a employee with the school, I don't know her name, I believe it's Miss Harris, I'm not sure. She ran into the office and she said, she yelled something about a gun or shooting or something like that. So I was still on the side of the counter where I should be as a visitor in the school. The receptionists were still at their desk. But when
Okay, y'all. And as we always do, we discuss mental health in here. And you see now another person just doing her daily, whatever she had to do, went to the school to pick up her grandson. And now look where she sits. 3 years later, and what she's having to deal with, the trauma of trying to talk through this. Fuck, people. Ugh, I'm sorry. Okay, shut up.
the teacher ran in, she ran in and went straight to Dr.
And who's
Parker's
giving her,
office.
and who's helping her through this? Does she get resources for this? Do they offer her something to help her through this? Or does she have to pay out of pocket to go to therapy to deal with this shit that she was trying?
And closed the door.
Okay, so the teacher went into Dr. Parker's office?
Yes, the entrance from the office.
Okay.
Because there's an entrance to Dr. Parker's office from the main office.
Understood.
So, and to both the principal and vice principal's offices from the main office.
So after that happens, what's the next thing you see happen right there where you are in the office?
As she ran in and shut the door, we didn't have any information. And then, or I didn't know. I can't recall exactly, I can't recall verbatim, but we found out it was a first grade class.
So you don't need to tell us what you heard, but really, or what you thought was going on, but just describe it visually. Like, what's the next thing that happens in the office where you are?
Miss O jumped up, got on the phone, and she called whatever code they call out to the teachers over the intercom to let them know that there was something going on.
Okay.
I was a little hysterical because when I found out it was a first grade class, I was ready to go down the hall to find out what was going on because that's my kids down there. So
Now, at some point, does another teacher come into the office?
after that, we called the police, everything. Then, just as I took I was wearing a crossbody purse, just as I took that off and set that in my keys on the counter, I was gonna go down the hall. Before I could get out of the door, Miss Zwerner comes into the office and she's holding herself like this. And I see blood on her hand. And so, by that time, when Ms. Zwerner came into the office, I had gone behind the main desk that we're supposed to be in. I was back there where the employees would have been. I had stood behind there because I didn't know what was going on. And I took the little boy that was in the office, took him back. I said, look, you need to hide. I said, hi. I said, my name is Miss LaWanda. I got you. I said, you hide. It did so good, I couldn't even find him after. I really looked for him. But
Okay. Y'all know. Fuck, I get emotional. Look, even Lola come over here. This woman just choked me up. Y'all realize what she just said. She grabbed a stranger child, said my name, and you'll be okay. Come over here, put him behind the desk, and was unable to find him again to make sure he was okay.
he was back shoved up under the one of the big copier machines.
So let me ask you a question. So while you were telling him to hide, and where are you when you're telling him to hide?
I went to him. I walked from behind the counter, walked to him, took his hand, let him know. I said, my name is Miss LaWanda. I have a grandson here. I said, you're gonna be okay, but I need you to hide until we find out what's going on. And so I made sure he was secure. And then when I didn't see him, but I knew he didn't walk out the office, I knew he was secure.
So at that time, after he got secure, where was Miss Zwerner, if you know?
So I secured him before Miss Zwerner came into the office.
Thank you.
He did not see any of that.
Thank you.
I got him out of the way because I didn't know what was going on. He did not see any of that.
I understand. So let's pick it up from that moment where Miss Zwerner, he's hidden and Miss Zwerner comes into the office. What do you see?
Miss Zwerner comes into the office and, well, before she came into the office, we locked the office door after the teacher came in and went into Dr. Parker's office. We locked the door. We didn't know what was going on because I locked the door, I ran and locked the door. Then so when I saw Miss Zwerner, she came to the door and I had to unlock the door for her. She came in and she was holding herself and she said, I've been shot. She was very pale. And then as she walked into the front office to the right, immediately like side by side with the counter, there was the principal's door. Ms. Zwerner fell there. Okay, when she fell, I lost it. But I was trying to keep my composure because she fell out. when she went down the wall, there was blood on the wall. So I went to her. Well, the secretaries were doing what they were supposed to do, whatever protocol is. I don't know. I'm not an employee. I cannot speak on that. They were doing whatever they were supposed to do to make everybody aware, get law enforcement there, whatever.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this testimony, this line of questioning. We are here again regarding Dr. Parker's actions and inactions on that day. This is beyond the time when Ms. Zwerner had already been shot by JT. I don't see the relevance here.
Dr. Parker's inaction caused exactly this that's being described. So this is exactly the same as the prior ruling regarding Ms. Kovac's situation in the classroom. This is the shooting's aftermath, and it is the result of Dr. Parker's willful inaction.
Again, how is that relevant? She's charged with child endangerment, and we're talking about the medical response and the response to the people that see that in the office. Is there still child endangerment happening right now? Is that what you're alleging?
Absolutely. There is a result of the child endangerment. There is a prong of the statute that requires proof that the child was in danger and possibly deadly danger. And we have a grandmother who is shuttling a child to safety in that office as the event is unfolding. This event is entirely precipitated by the child neglect. But for it, none of this would happen.
So let's streamline it, because it's going into narrative where she's just giving a narrative and not answering the question. Can you ask another question, please?
Yes, and if I may just sort of inform the witness, I'm going to need to ask you questions. So just pause with me for a moment and we'll walk through it step by step, okay?
Okay.
At the moment that you have described where Ms. Zwerner fell down to the floor, can you tell me at that moment, you've said you were with her, do you know where the office receptionists were?
Yes, she was on the phone.
Okay.
Ms. was on the phone.
All right. And do you know where Dr. Parker is?
I didn't see Dr. Parker.
Okay. And do you know where the principal, Ms. Foster, is?
I didn't see Ms. Foster.
Okay. And so while you're there with Ms. Zwerner, and at the time that you let Ms. Zwerner into the office, did you see Dr. Parker or Principal Foster?
No.
Okay. And so after you have seen Ms. Zwerner slide down to the floor, what's the next person that comes to the office? Who is the next person that comes to the office is not a leading question.
I think technically it is, because it presumes that somebody else does come.
Well,
so can you rephrase it to who was the next person that comes to the office, if any?
Did anyone come to the office after that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember.
Did you ever see a police officer?
Okay, now, I can speak on who came, but as far as the next person,
Okay.
I want to be very specific
That's
with my answers to make sure I'm answering this correctly.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a specific question. Did police officers come and attend to Ms. Zwerner?
Yes, there was one officer I remember, I believe he was a sheriff's deputy.
You don't have to tell us any more about it. That's good enough. And at some point, do you find the child who had gone into hiding?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, she did find him.
And at some
Oh,
point
good.
later that day, are you reunited with your grandchildren?
Yes, I was.
All right, thank you. I don't have any further questions for you. Please answer any questions from defense counsel.
Okay.
One moment, please.
Y'all know I have a problem with glasses. See, I ordered new glasses and they just came in, so they all got their own little bags and everything. So y'all know me and my glasses. I'm the BHB of glasses. Okay, here we
Good
go.
afternoon,
Cross.
Ms. Sample
Oh,
Rusk.
sir.
All right. You mentioned that when you were in the
Back
office,
away.
you heard a teacher, or you saw a teacher go into Dr. Parker's office and close the door, correct? And so you don't have any personal knowledge of anything Dr. Parker said or did at that, before that point, or after that point, right?
Well, I did see Dr. Parker after the police and everyone got there.
Understood, yes.
Saw her come to the office.
Yep.
And the principal as well, but in reference to Dr. Parker, no, I didn't see anything. I didn't see her at all until the end.
Okay, so you don't know what was going on in the office, right?
I don't know. All I know is she closed that door and stood there and watched us.
Hold on. You said
Hold
the
on.
teacher closed the door.
Sir, what do you mean? Hold on. Woo.
Going on in the office, right?
I don't know. All I know is she closed that door and stood there and watched us.
Hold on.
The
You said
teacher.
the teacher closed the door.
Closed the door. I did not see Dr. Parker at all.
Okay. So you don't know what Dr. Parker was doing in her office. You don't know what calls she was making or anything like that, correct?
Correct. That is correct.
Okay. You don't know what instructions she was giving, anything like that, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. Ms. Sample Rusk, is it true that you filed a lawsuit in this courthouse arising from these events on January 6, 2023?
Objection, relevance.
Oh,
Objection.
it definitely,
Okay, oh, yeah, you come from.
okay. It's definitely relevant and it goes toward potential bias, Your Honor.
Ooh.
Well, whether she filed a lawsuit in the suit or not, I don't understand how that's relevant to whether Dr. Parker committed child neglect.
I think the law allows parties to cross-examine on a witness's interest in the case. If you file a lawsuit, she may or may not have an interest in the case. That's proper grounds for cross-examination. So you may proceed. Do you need to repeat the question?
Yes.
Please repeat the question.
Okay. Ms. Sample Rusk, you filed a lawsuit in this courthouse regarding the events of that day, correct?
A lawsuit has not been filed yet.
Okay. Have you made any demands of Miss Dr. Parker or her attorneys?
I'm not sure I understand that. Have I made any demands?
The lawsuit hadn't been filed yet.
I don't understand. I want to make sure I answer.
Understand.
Correctly.
Right. Regarding a potential settlement, or have you made any demands whatsoever of Dr. Parker or her attorneys related to that event, to that day?
Dr. Parker already.
No. And as far
Wait, Dr. Parker already owes $10 million. Ma'am, you can't get blood out of a turnip. Back up. Back up. What the hell is happening? And yeah, Southern, somebody needs to teach this defense man some manners. Goodness gracious.
A potential settlement, or have you made any demands whatsoever of Dr. Parker or her attorneys related to that event, to that day?
I have not known. And as far as I know, there has not been a lawsuit that has been filed yet.
Yet?
Yet.
Okay. Do you know whether one has been drafted?
No, I do not know that.
Have you retained an attorney?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And is it your understanding that a lawsuit, whether it's been filed or not, would be against Dr. Parker as a defendant?
That is correct.
Okay.
I mean, she says, well, shit, I'm going to get my share too.
And before you came into that office that afternoon, you have no idea of anything that occurred before that point, correct? No further questions.
How would she know? How would she know what happened before she came in that office? Sir,
Do you order something to be called?
that was a stupid question.
Okay, any objection? Okay, so, and that means you are released.
Next, we got one more.
And clerk to be sworn.
Uh-oh. She's coming in with a purpose. She's walking with a purpose. She's got a big bag. She says, I'm fixing to tell you how cow ate the cabbage, and y'all can all fuck off. Here we go.
Good afternoon. Would you
Look.
please tell us your name and how you're employed?
Good afternoon. My name is Kelly Wells, KELLY-WELLS.
Damn. Hot damn, y'all. See what I tell y'all? We on regular speed. Yeah, that purse. She got her teacher bag. Y'all are on it too. Look, you see the way she got up there? My name is Kelly, K-E-L. She's telling it. Whoo. We gonna have some spicy. I used to have a thing, y'all, my OGs, y'all remember the things that I'd had that go off? It's getting spicy. And I had all the chilies and the sizzles. Oh my God, my old days. Okay, I don't have any of that over here. I'm, yeah, okay.
And I'm
We'll
a
pretend.
forensic specialist with the Forensic Services Unit of the Newport News Police Department.
And as a forensic services technician with Newport News Police Department, what is your regular job? What do you do?
I respond to major crime scenes, to include homicides, aggravated assaults, any death investigation that is unnatural or unexplained, and just anything else that is deemed needing forensics.
And when you get onto a scene, what do you typically do with physical evidence that you find?
Yes.
Typically,
Yes, look, that's what we did, Cindy. That's exactly what we did. We put all kinds of spicy in the chat. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then I identified evidence.
Been a while.
That I see, as well as search for additional evidence. And I collect that evidence and will either usually process it for fingerprints or swab it for DNA, and potentially send it to the lab at a later time and is secured in our Forensic Services Unit.
How long have you been doing forensics work?
This is my 21st year.
I want to direct your attention to January 6th of 2023. On that day, were you called on to go to Richmond Elementary School?
Yes, I was.
Kelly Wells, Forensic Service.
When you arrived at the school, were you directed to a particular classroom?
I was met by my sergeant at the time, which was Sergeant Ramdahall, and he accompanied me to classroom 11.
All right. And in that classroom, did you look for any evidence?
I did.
In that classroom, did you see a firearm?
I did.
Could you just describe where it was and how it was positioned?
Sure. When I entered the classroom, it's rectangular shaped. To the right is the front of the classroom, so the desks were facing towards that direction. And then to the left, there was a table that was behind in the back corner, behind the student's desk. On the floor by that table, there was a Taurus 9mm firearm on the floor. And then just in front of that, there was a student's desk that had a black and white backpack on the floor. And there was a Win 9mm cartridge case on the floor as well.
Okay. So let's talk about what a cartridge case is, just in case some people may not be familiar with.
We can tell she has to be some type of law enforcement, because she come in with facts. She's going to tell it. She's going to say, she's going to stop. You ask the questions. I give you the answers. We're done. Hey, hush it. You hear how his tone changed? You hear that meat? You hear when I told him hush it, how its tone changed? Hey, knock it off.
That term.
Sure.
What is a cartridge case?
A lot of times people just generically will refer to ammunition as bullets. But typically, bullets, what you're thinking of is a cartridge. And the cartridge, which is ammunition, is comprised of a cartridge case, powder primer, and then a bullet, which is the projectile, all in one creates the cartridge. When the cartridge is loaded into a firearm and the trigger is pulled, the firing pin of the firearm strikes the head stamp of the cartridge, causing an explosion with the primer,
causing the bullet to propel down the barrel of the firearm and out. And then the cartridge case that remains is then ejected from the firearm. It usually ejects back into the right.
So you have indicated you found one cartridge case. Where was that?
That was at the desk just in front of the table that was on the back left side. It was on the floor.
All right. And then with respect to the firearm, what did you observe about the firearm itself?
The firearm itself, I noticed initially that the slide was back partially. And the slide is the top piece of the firearm. And then I was able to get on the floor and look, and I could see at the opening that there was a cartridge jammed in the top of the firearm.
Okay. And would that have been an unspent cartridge? Could you tell?
Correct. It had not been fired.
Case one.
Okay. And did you determine whether there were any other unfired rounds or cartridges in the firearm?
Yes, once the firearm was cleared for safety by my sergeant in my presence, we observed, or I observed 6 Win 9mm Luger cartridges and the 7th from the chamber.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Wells. Please answer any questions from the defense counsel.
Sure.
Man, slam bam, they're getting them in and out.
Yes, sir.
No, we don't have any questions.
Okay, no questions. All right, the status for this witness.
She'll remain on call, Your Honor.
Any objection? Okay, so Ms. Wells, you're free to leave the building, but you're still suspected, so you cannot discuss your testimony until you receive information that the case is over.
All right.
Okay, and they have your contact information, they need to call you back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next witness.
Commonwealth calls Jennifer West.
All right, thank you.
Jennifer West. Okay. I'm over here looking for something in the background just real quick. I'm trying to see if I can do something.
Okay. Please stand in front of Madam Clerk to be sworn in. I'm gonna get walk all the way around the front.
Raise your hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, full truth, and nothing but the truth?
And Ms. West, please enter the witness stand right here. And just go around the corner, there's a step, watch the step. You can adjust the chair and microphone. Please answer questions the attorneys may have.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Could you please tell us your name?
Jennifer West.
And Ms. West, how are you employed?
I'm a teacher.
Now, I want to take you back to January of 2023. Were you a teacher then as well?
Yes.
What school did you teach at?
Rich Neck Elementary.
How long have you been a teacher?
23 years.
And what grade did you teach at Rich Neck back in January 2023?
First grade.
Oh, wow.
Could you help us understand where, if you know, do you know where Ms. Zwerner?
Right. Defense was like, nah, we're dipping on this one too, because nope. Yeah, sorry. I was looking to see if I could redirect and I can't yet.
Which classroom was?
I have to wait till I get, like, I'm over here. I feel like I'm talking behind something. I can't redirect until I get my hours in. So anyways, I was just looking. So
Across the hall from mine.
Okay. Taking you back to that January 6th date in 2023, on that day, based on, for whatever reason, did you end up observing a student named JT while he was at recess?
Yes.
And where was your class at that time?
Also,
We had one man. We had one man. We had Paul Blart.
recess.
Okay. And while you were observing JT, could you describe, just as if it was a movie that we were watching, just the actions that you observed?
He and another.
And I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I need to at this point because I forgot to remind you, we're not using any names of students. You can say a student or you can use initials, but please don't say the names of any students.
He and another student kept going behind.
There you go.
the
Her name
rock
is
wall
Jennifer
and
West.
the large tree on the playground. They'd go back there and come back out, and I just was watching their interactions.
Do you know the initials of the other student?
RR.
And do you know the initials of the
JT.
first? Okay. So describe for us what exactly JT and RR were doing in as much detail as you can remember.
It's hard to remember specific details, but I did write down notes the day of, and I reviewed those before coming.
When you reviewed your notes, did that help you refresh your recollection
Lemon
of what
pound
happened?
cake.
Yes.
Okay, well, then what happened?
They were staying together, very close together. They kept going behind the rock wall, going behind the tree, kind of being secretive, trying to avoid other people.
Okay. I'll agree that the trying to avoid other people part should be stricken.
So sustain, strike that part, trying to avoid other people. But you can consider going behind the rock wall. Next question.
Ms.
You
West,
can consider
when
going-
recess ended, did you have a conversation with RR?
After we got back in the building.
Okay. And before I ask you to tell us what RR said, can you just describe his physical demeanor, how he appeared to you?
So I asked him to come speak with me to ask him about what we had observed at recess.
And before you tell us what he said, I just want to know his demeanor, how he appeared.
He was visibly shaken, nervous. I asked him what they had been doing, and he said,
Okay, hold on. Before you tell us what he said, I'll ask judge and counsel if we need to voir dire this witness.
Can I say real quick, I love her glasses. I fucking love her glasses, y'all. I love green. Green's one of my favorite colors. I love her glasses. Okay.
Just hold on just a moment, okay?
We don't have to hold. But I like her glasses. I don't think I could pull them off, but I like them.
Are reported to you.
Thank you. All right, you may proceed, Mr. Jenkins.
Tell us what RR reported to you.
he first said he couldn't tell me, and I reassured that he could. And he said, I can't. He said that he would hurt us, that he would blow us up. He was referring to JT at the time. And then he said that JT had a gun. And at that time, I asked him what it looked like to kind of confirm whether it was real or not. And he said that he saw the bullets. And I said, well, what color? And he said they were bullet colored. And at that point, he was crying. And I had RR come into my classroom.
And then once RR was in your classroom, did you place a call?
I did. I called the front office
And what was the purpose of that call?
to report what RR had told me.
Okay. And who answered the phone?
Mr. Sims, our music teacher.
Okay. Thank you. If you could give me just a moment. I want to now fast forward a little bit and jump forward. Later in the day, did some students come running into your classroom?
Yes, I think it was just before 2 o'clock.
Hold on. Can you back up from that for a moment and just walk us through what happened that you observed or heard in the moments before students came into your classroom.
I heard a gunshot and I immediately knew what it was. And I went to my classroom door, opened it, and Abby's students came running out and I ushered them into my classroom. And I could see that Abby was standing, she had just exited her room. And I could tell that her hand was bloody and there was blood on the floor. Once the last student that was on their way out came out, I shut my door and proceeded to lock down, turn off the lights and settle the students.
In as much detail as you remember, can you describe the behaviors that you observed, the demeanor that you observed of the students as they came in?
They were terrified, many of them crying. RR was situated behind me. I was sitting on the floor with the students around me. And he kept repeating, I told you. I tried to keep you safe. I told you. And I just kept reassuring. There were a few students who were trying to tell me what happened, but I didn't want my class that didn't witness it to hear all of the details. And I just kept reassuring them that we were okay.
Were some of the children were crying?
Yes.
All right. Ms. West, thank you for your testimony. I don't have any more questions for you right now. Please answer any questions from defense counsel.
Yes, sir.
He better be kind.
All right. Good afternoon. How are you?
Let me put on my snark.
I
Whew.
understand that you're upset, and that's reasonable.
That's reasonable.
Whose student was RR? Was that your student?
No, that was Abby's student.
Okay. Did you have a relationship with RR? Or?
If you're new here, welcome to the butt pond. Fuck. We're flubbing everything today. Fuck it. Welcome to the duck pond. Thanks for hanging out with us. We carry around minor stress ducks, find your stress whatever reliever, because sometimes shit gets stressful. And thank you all for being here. Yes, the butt pond. Here we go. Oh, typos are coming out my lips today. Whew, it's the stress. I'm telling you, this guy, these defense attorneys, man, they can make you fucking lose your shit. Okay, shh, Sheila, be quiet. All right, we're gonna rewind them just a second. Whew, okay. Okay.
That's reasonable.
It's reasonable.
Whose student was RR? Was that your student?
No, that was Abby's student.
Okay. Did you have a relationship with RR? Or?
I try to have relationships with as many students as I can. So yes.
Okay. And when you had contact with RR after recess, could you tell us again what prompted that?
What I was observing at recess was RR and JT kept going behind the rock wall behind the tree. And I asked him to come tell me what was going on at recess.
Okay. Did you, during that recess time, did you believe that JT possessed a firearm?
I was not convinced until I spoke with RR.
Okay. So while the children were out on the recess, you did not feel a sense of danger or imminent harm to the children. Is that correct?
I don't really know how to answer that. We were kind of observing. I had been told that Dr. Parker had been made aware.
I'm going to object to that statement. It's hearsay.
Objection to that. If this is a question that he asked, and moreover, just a moment ago, he asked the question, what prompted her to talk to RR? And she's entitled to answer the questions that he asks.
And so, again, we don't know what the answer is going to be, and it doesn't make it necessarily admissible. But that is hearsay that she was told. So at this point, you cannot consider that unless it comes in under another exception.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next question.
Okay. So based on your observations of RR, you weren't convinced that he possessed a firearm. Is that correct?
I was convinced they were hiding something.
Okay. Had you believed that he possessed a firearm, would you have taken steps to exclude him from the presence of the other students?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
All right, I'll ask it a different way. If a student possesses a firearm, should you take steps to exclude them from the presence of other students?
That's the administrator or security's job.
So as a teacher, you don't feel like if a child possesses a gun, you should take steps to ensure the safety of those classrooms?
If a child possesses a gun, I rely on people whose job is to check the child. And
I'm not talking about checking. I'm talking about protecting the other students.
No, she's answering your question, sir.
It also could be protection of the other students by not exacerbating the situation.
Okay, so you're saying if a student possesses a firearm, it's better to leave that student in the presence of other students so the students won't become exasperated? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying I would contact security
Oh,
and
he's a dick.
administration, and they will handle the student.
Okay, so you're essentially saying it's not your responsibility to protect the students.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not.
What you're saying is you're going to rely on somebody else to protect the students. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Sure.
the way it's supposed to be. She contacts.
Did you have any conversations with Dr. Parker prior to the shooting?
Yes.
Okay.
It was, I don't know that I would call it a
All right,
conversation.
Cindy.
It was an interaction that lasted about 5 seconds.
RR had told her that he had the bullets and they were bullet colored. So, she didn't know for a fact, but, she did what she did what she was supposed to do. She contacted the people that come in and take care of that. That's not her job. I mean, you just don't go all willy-nilly, start grabbing a kid and going through his shit. You remove the child and then, what if yeah, let's go grab him and let him pull it out and just start really firing it off. I mean, let's be realistic. This guy.
Did you tell her that you believe that JT possessed a firearm?
No, that was prior to my conversation with RR.
Okay. Did you possess any means to communicate with the office while you were out on the playground?
Based on my notes, there was a walkie-talkie. I personally don't remember having it in my possession at recess. I even can't remember what the protocol was that year because they've changed so much. Sometimes there's one walkie-talkie per grade level. At this time, every teacher has a walkie-talkie. But I do not recall.
Right, Southern?
Walkie-talkie that day.
Exactly.
So you don't remember if you had one or if Ms. Zwerner had one? Or...
I do not know.
Okay. Do you remember if anybody, you or her, tried to make an attempt to contact the office while out on the playground?
No.
They
I
were
did not.
observing.
Okay,
She said that.
So you didn't observe Dr. Parker's
They were watching. She was
behavior,
watching the
interactions
kids.
anytime.
Personally, no.
Can I have a moment, Your Honor?
Squeeze your duck, squeeze your duck, squeeze your duck, squeeze your duck, squeeze your duck. Good question, Southern. I don't know how. I'm beat.
I'm sorry. So when I asked you the question about the walkie-talkie, I believe you indicated that when you looked at your notes, you saw that you indicated there was a walkie-talkie.
That I had one after recess. I do not remember the specifics of it before.
What do your notes say?
That I heard Mrs. Kovac on the walkie saying that she had the shooter.
Okay. I think so. That's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You redirect?
Yes, Your Honor.
At the time that you hear Ms. Kovac on the walkie-talkie, where are you?
In my classroom with mine and Abby's class.
Thank you. We know, as you testified, you were observing RR and JT at recess. Without telling me anything that anyone said to you, was your reason for observing them based on things you had heard from other faculty?
Yes.
Your Honor.
Okay, one moment.
Okay, he's back to work trying to get him to say testimony. He's basically asking, did somebody tell you that there was a problem? Which is hearsay, and he's asking for a response.
I'm not. I'm asking for her reaction to receiving information. This is exactly the same in 100 cases where we have asked a police officer, did you receive information that caused you to go to such and such address?
Okay, but there was leading in here because you were leading her to a particular answer. So can you rephrase? I'm going to sustain that objection based on leading.
So did you go to recess?
Yes. I was later than normal.
Okay. Was there a reason that you were observing JT and RR?
Yes. Two teachers told me that this was.
So Judge, if I don't point the witness to something, we're going to encounter this. So we can't have it both ways.
Why can't you say without telling me the reason? Was there a reason?
Because the last time I tried to phrase the question that way, it was ruled leading. So I will rephrase the question. Ms. West, without telling me anything that anyone told you, what caused you to observe JT and RR at recess?
That was not the question that I stated would be the permissible question. So she's observing them, and I guess you're kind of she's observing them based upon a reason. And then what would be the next question? When she says, I'm
what
observing them
is the reason?
Somebody said to me, then what would be the next question?
That's the whole question. If she says, I'm observing him based on what someone said to me, I'm done. That's what I'm trying to get out of her. That's it.
Okay, so my question, the proper question is, without telling me what was said to you, what was the reason that you were, why were you observing him?
I think that's what I just said, but the judge has asked the question.
Okay, but yes, you have the question.
Now I'm confused.
Okay. Was there a reason you were observing JT?
Yes.
Okay. And without making this word somebody said, what was the reason?
There was concern that JT had something that he shouldn't have.
Why is the judge asking questions?
Thank you, Judge.
Any recross?
Sure. So based on your observation, you did not conclude that there was a danger to the students from JT. Is that correct?
No, not at recess.
Okay.
It was following recess.
All right. And that was your concerns came to fruition after your conversations with RR.
Yes.
Okay. So there was nothing to prevent you from excluding JT from his classmates. Is that correct?
Nothing to prevent me from.
Yeah.
Oh.
You could have, if you perceived that there was a danger, you could have excluded him from his classmates. Is that correct?
But if I suspected what I had been told about, that could have made things worse.
Okay.
Quit tapping your fingers.
Did you attempt to take RR to the office?
No, I called the office and reported what RR told me.
Did you attempt to take JT to the office?
I did not.
Okay.
My last interaction.
Okay. Did you?
Right.
Did you yourself?
Yes,
attempt to
Southern.
contact the police about your concerns?
No, I called the office.
That's all the questions I have.
Anything further for this witness?
No, Your Honor.
And status of Ms. West as a witness?
I'd ask that she remain subject to recall, constructively sequestered.
Same.
So Ms. West, you are still a witness, you are still sequestered, you may not discuss this case until this trial is over. But you do not have to remain in the building, you do not have to remain in the witness room, you are free to go about your daily life. And if you get a phone call that you need to come back to give further testimony, please come back. All right, thank you, ma'am, you may step in, thank you. All right, next witness.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask that we take a break, and there is something that we need to discuss with the court.
All right, and it's been about an hour, which is a good wake up, stretch break after lunch. So we'll ask the jurors.
Going on dealing with the admissibility of a third.
Okay. Something happens here and they end the day. I don't know what happened. So,
Your Honor, I prefer to go ahead and take up the whole matter at once.
So deal with it tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll start at 8:30, not 8 a.m. With that being said, how much time do you think that's going to take? And let's try to do any other motions and objections so we can get rolling. So do I ask the jury to come at 9 or 9:30?
I'm going to have our witness that would authenticate that video be here at 8:30.
Oh, yes,
So
sir.
we get video.
Going on dealing with the admissibility of it at right.
We get video.
Okay.
You want to say 9:30? Yes.
We get video.
Okay, well, 9:15.
Okay. Well,
Okay, so we'll resume the judicial proceedings at 8:30 to take up the anticipated objection. I will ask the jurors to report at 9. Usually it still takes about 5 to 10 extra minutes to go from that to actually in the box and ready to go. All right, anything else we need to address today?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, and then Sheriff will let the jurors know that they,
Okay, y'all, we have to do it before we go. And, you know, I do need to back up and address this real quick before we leave. You know, my bra comes off as soon as I end stream, and I know I'm not leaving this house, baby. Let me tell you, it ain't nothing to be polished, but I get you. You really wanted that brass polished, right? We'll take it down, let everybody see. See, look, this is what when she said that, I looked up and I seen all these brass pieces, all those brass pieces. I was like, oh, see, massive meant brass, not bras. Because I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Okay, real quick, y'all, before we go, y'all know we have to throw this in there, okay? Ready? Let go.
Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break.
Everybody, shake your butt.
They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake. Mama's lemon pound cake.
Hey, look at my shirt.
It tastes so nice.
Kind of match.
It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice.
Nice.
He's a Adams County Sheriff. He's hungry and he's big as hell.
What?
He was sniffing for weed Then he smelled another smell. What was that? Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. We got 4 hours in. We put that whole 8-hour day of court in 4 hours. So we are the bomb. We are the bomb in the pond. That was fun. And always, before we leave, y'all always know
you is smart, you is kind, you is important.
I appreciate every one of you for being here. I have it set for tomorrow. 4:30 will be the full day 2, which day 1 was just the voir dire. So today I consider trial day 1 because we had opening. So day 2, I think with what we heard here, we're gonna hear a video or get to see a video. We're gonna get some video. So till then, thank you for hanging with me in the duck pond. Peace. Rubber Ramada out. We'll see y'all later. Have a great night. Bye.